Alrighty, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. Hopefully you folks can hear me loud and clear. If not, I do apologize, or if I am making your ears bleed, I also do apologize. To tell you the truth, I am extremely nervous. Frightened even. I'm not even frightened, I'm just... Holy shit, it has been a while. Like, a while. Like, you know how long it's been? It's been like, I don't know, when did I last stream? That's the thing. I don't know, I'm nervous. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. But anyways, hoy me boys, welcome to the, or I guess we can officially say this, welcome to the re-debut. As you see here, here is the brand new overlay and look going forward. I am quite proud of how the whole thing turned out. In my eyes, I feel like it more accurately represents what I like and represents my style way more. And it's a little more animated now, which is another big change. And yes, the model has not appeared yet because I want to give a little bit of a spotlight to this. And as you see, for those who joined me a long time ago, there have been some adjustments to how the overlay looks. And there's been some slight improvements. Hopefully, my stream doesn't crash. I'm praying. But knowing my luck, things are going to go horribly wrong. But again, I apologize again if I fuck up their name. The overlay was done by the wonderful and talented Misuki, who previously did my previous overlay. So yes, they came back again to do the overlay once more. So once again, I would like to thank them again for helping out and creating the new one. And also not getting mad at me when I had to suggest a bunch of changes. I always feel bad when I do that. But another thing I want to go over and show off before we reveal the model, or I guess technically we reveal the previous model because we didn't give a spotlight to that one, but I want to at least kind of show off if I can find it on my computer. You could tell I totally was prepared for this stream. Totally was not. I was mostly prepared, so I would like to have you guys pay attention to, if I can get this to work, shrink this down. This is going to be the most scuffed stream. Uh-oh, well. Well, I fucked up. Alright, well, whoops. Remove. Hold on. Do not make source visible. Alright, I got this, chat. I know what I'm doing. But again, okay, I got it. I actually made it show up, but I want to also show you the new logo that will also be used. AKA, this logo was done again by the wonderful, fabulous, I don't have a picture, Kota, oh god, I'm really fucking up here. Koto Kotana worked on this logo, and a unique thing that I was really happy they brought up or showed off. There are variations. We have this black variation. We have this other variation. And then there's an additional variation that has a more blue theming. I'm sorry if I've been coughing a little bit. I've also been recovering from a sickness on top of it. So, but then on top of that, I went ahead and used it with my very bare bones photoshopping knowledge, aka going in Clip Studio Paint and messing with the hues. I have two additional variations I've made. This one, right here. And then I also have this other one right here. Nice little green one. So pretty cool, huh? I like this one. Like this green one. But that is enough of showing off the logo and everything. It is time for the moment you've all been waiting for, or hopefully anxiously been waiting for. Sort of. We're not going to show the new model just yet. Hold on. Let's first show off the previous model that I've been using for a while and give it a proper reveal and spotlight, because I kind of just dropped it casually without even saying anything about it. I kind of feel bad because they did a wonderful job on it. So let me just, what I'm going to do, give me one quick second to make sure everything's working here. I'm going to just go right here. Hold on. Uh-oh. Up close camera. Oh. I'm on the wrong thing. Up close camera. Did I make... Uh-oh, did I make the model disappear? Alright. Okay. So let me just go right over to here. Okay, so I've learned that I might have messed something up, but just don't worry, I got this. I know how to do this reveal right. I don't know how to do the reveal correctly, but here goes nothing. I wanted to actually show off this model right here. Here's the feet. Here's this. Okay, I'm not going to do the whole VTuber reveal thing. It sucks. All right, you know what? We're just going to do this. Here is the Misfit Works design that I've been using for a while, which, as said before, has been done by the wonderful Misfit Works team. They did a fabulous job of doing this model. It is honestly my favorite, as in I really love the design. Let me go up close. It is a really great model. I still love this one, and I'm 100% using this one. Like, I love it a ton. It is such a good model. As you can see here, I've tweaked the settings a little bit, so I move around a little more. I do apologize if I am coughing up a bit of a storm. Again, for a fun little bit of story time for you all. Guess who got sick on Memorial Day weekend, right before leaving to go visit family? This girl somehow got sick, and throughout the entire trip when I was with family, I was literally quarantined off into the corner. Like, when I mean quarantine, I mean I was quarantined. I was huddled in a corner most of the time, not wanting to get close to any of my family members because I was sick. And my efforts were unfortunately in vain, as unfortunately I got at least one family member partially sick. I know somebody would say you should have stayed home, but it's like I wanted to say hi to my cousin. They were going to be graduating this weekend, and I wasn't able to see them because of work. So it's like, what am I supposed to do? It's like, just not show up? Either way, it was still nice getting to see family again. Especially since they're in a whole nother state. But either way, it was still exciting to get to reunite with them. And I'm glad that I'm feeling a lot better. Also, I was suffering from a sore throat, so that was fun. That was a bit of a process. Good old-fashioned suffering. But, I guess now's a good time to finally reveal the new model. Yeah, I've been kind of stalling. Also, I've been stalling because it has been a solid couple of months, and I'm trying to get back into the rhythm of doing things. So, give me one quick second. I'm going to just make myself invisible. And I'm going to switch over to this. Move over to this. All right. Alrighty. Let me just fix this. Move this around. Alrighty. I'm gonna, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna make this one. We're gonna make this one the one to have the goofy reveal. Alright, hold on. Alright, now I'm gonna make this visible. Let's hope I did this correctly. Alrighty. First, here's the shoes and fit. Alright. Pretty cool feet. Shoes. Here's the stockings. Right? Alrighty. Here's more of the jacket and the hands. As you see, it's something pretty darn unique. Alrighty. Here are the shorts. Also, yes, my other model is showing a bit of midriff. Alrighty. Here's the chest. Or not the chest, but the, I guess, lower torso? I guess you could say that. Alrighty. Here's the scarf and the upper chest. Alrighty. Here's the bottom half of the hair. Alrighty. And then here's the face. Hold on. I guess I have to switch the camera because this is not a flattering angle. Let me just also reset the camera. Up close. Here it is. The model in all of its glory. Uh-oh. Alright, well, officially I have somehow broke my capturing. Alrighty. But yes, here it is in all of its glory. The one I'm going to be using alongside the Misfits Works one. I'm glad of... I know what I'm saying. I'm glad this one turned out pretty alright. I like it. But also, it comes with a couple of fun toggles that I like a ton. Including... I have a little visor toggle. I can put my visor on. Now I look cool. Probably not cool, but hey, I look somewhat alright, alright? In case I ever need to obscure my eyes, I can just put this on. But yeah, there's the visor toggle. And then I also have a jacket toggle for this model where I could take off my jacket. Actually, the same thing has been applied to the Misfit Works version of the model. And actually, I'm jumping ahead of myself. This model was done by the wonderful brains farting here on the name. It is done by ALFL. That's a new person that I've worked with to create this model. And a cool thing that I want to point out is that this arm right here that I have, this arm is complete. Well, this arm wasn't originally a part of the model. It was something that I made myself because also I've been experiencing and messing around with Blender lately. So I've been learning new stuff. I've been doing a lot of stuff during the long hiatus. Ignore the mouse. During the long hiatus. I've been doing a lot. I've been trying to improve a lot, learn new stuff. I'm pretty sure I may or may not have broken something Warudo, but either way, I'm still happy with the results that I've had. And eventually, I do want to be able to make my own models in the future. Not right now, of course, but definitely in the near future. I do want to get talented enough. Also, ignore the mouse again. Please ignore the mouse. But yes, I guess I do have to show off the expressions. Let's see here. Speaking of which, let me check something on my end. Alright. There we go. I totally didn't fuck up the... I just realized the whole entire time, you know what I realized? I realized I didn't swap over my... I didn't swap over my tracking. So the whole time, my model was not tracking. It was only tracking head movements. It wasn't tracking the mouth movements. I'm smart. But I guess I need to show off expressions now. There's happy that you just see here. We have sad. Look how sad I am. Alrighty. Then we have angry. Hold on. I'm gonna try something. I wonder how this looks. Oh yeah, it looks pretty cool. With the visor. Alright. So I have angry. I'm just mad. Then I have shocked, which I honestly only recently I looked at this and it looks like I've gone insane, or I've like gone insane in the head. I look like I have lost it. Alrighty. And pretty much those are the core expressions that I have. And just like the Misfit Morphs model, I can combine expressions. I can slap together and combine expressions together. So for example, I can take happy and sad and combine it together. It looks like I'm so sorry you went for that. Or I can make angry and happy and make some fun combinations. I want to eventually get to the point where I can figure out how to make some toggles of my own that combines those blend shapes to create new expressions in the future. That's another thing I want to learn. So I can make this more animated. But yeah, I really love how this one turned out. It is definitely a really cool model. And I'm definitely going to be making a lot more Blender renders in the future for a lot of posts. That's another thing I need to get back on, that I've been just so busy with life. A lot of things have been happening recently. First off, a lot of big changes have been going on in my IRL job as an office worker. So I've been also trying to prepare myself and make sure I don't die out there. And also dealing with customers throwing even more things to the wind. AKA throwing shit into the fan, and I have no choice but to clean it up and hope I don't get destroyed, or I hope I don't slip on it and then just... I was trying to go somewhere, alright? I was trying. But yeah, I am very happy with how this model looks. It is... I really do apologize if I'm repeating myself a little bit. I really do apologize. It is taking a minute for me to readjust to this whole thing and get back onto the drill. And also probably Twitch is like, what are you doing here? It's like, I don't know. To tell you the truth, oh. Alrighty, well. There we go. Well, that sucks. It wouldn't be a first stream coming back without dealing with one bot coming in saying like, oh, buy AI viewers. Like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, on a serious note, I stinking hate AI. Not the concept of AI. The problem is I hate how it's being used. It's like being used for some of the most stupidest things. Like, why can't we actually use it for, like, I don't know. I feel like the purpose of AI is just to assist things, not to be the be-all, end-all. It's really annoying, and I especially hate generative AI. Generative AI is just... It is stupid. Super stupid. Like, why? Why does it need to exist? Is it just because some, like, I don't know, some billionaires up top are, like, lazy and don't want to hire artists, so they're like, hey, we'll do it ourselves, or we'll make the computer do it. Oh, jeez. Oh, damn. I don't know. That's what I think. Also, wait a minute. But yeah, I really don't get it. It genuinely dumbfounds me why it even exists. Because chat, between me and you, I think we'd be better off without AI. I think we'd be better off going back 10 years in the past. Because, I don't mean to get, I wouldn't say political, very real-lifey here, but life ain't looking good. It's not looking great. It's a little rough. It's a bit on the rough side right now. I'm trying to survive. I really am trying. But it is becoming a bit of a challenge to try and deal with that. And not to lose my damn mind over the whole situation. I don't know. I do apologize if I am stuttering a lot. It is taking a minute or two for my mind to kind of get back into streamer mode. Because I've been gone for so long. I am so out of the game. But I guess, yeah. I guess technically we would count this as a re-debut. I know I did hype it up as a bit of a debut. Because technically, with all this new stuff, you could technically treat it like a debut. I know originally I wanted to call it a re-debut, but I ultimately went against it after chatting with some friends. But still, I am genuinely happy with this model, genuinely happy with this whole new overlay. Everything looks pretty nice. But I definitely will be continuing to make improvements from here on out. Like, I'm not going to just stop here with a lot of this stuff. I'm going to be tweaking things further and further and trying to make it the best it can be. That's the big thing I want to push for. I kind of want to show this year that I'm willing to make a lot of improvements. And as you see here, I don't have it on this page here. Oh, hello there, Fell Winters. It has been a bit. Yes, I'm alive. I'm not dead anymore. I'm back from the grave. Also, I still love how this shocked expression looks crazy. I look like I've gone mentally insane. But yes, this is the, I guess, re-debut stream. I have officially re-debuted, or relaunched in quotes. I will be getting to that in just a moment. But yes, today's stream is also going to be dedicated to FF14. So it is going to be I'll say a pretty loaded stream. As in, it's going to be a very interesting, I'm going to be doing things an interesting way for FF14. But yeah, this is the new model. Hopefully it looks good. Hopefully you guys like it. I'm really happy that it turned out. Oh yeah, that's a big thing. Evercold is coming out. But also, boom, visor. Oh, hi there, Gamer Zero. I'm gonna fuck up your name. I'm sorry. Gamer 021495. Here's a fun fact about me, guys. I'm absolutely terrible with names. Like, garbage. Like, I could have somebody tell me their name right in front of my face, and I'll still somehow mess it up. And not out of rudeness. Most people call me Gamer anyways. Well, if you prefer to be called Gamer, I could totally call you by Gamer. Welcome to the re-debut stream. It still feels weird saying that, and it also feels weird coming back after so long. It feels nice, though. Like, there are so many stories I want to tell, and there's so many things I want to say, but now that I've been learning how to do shorts and stuff, I'm like, I kind of want to save some of that content for shorts and don't want to spill all my beans instantly. But I will tell you, with my job going 3 years in now, I really don't like humans. I don't know what's wrong. If I fade away into dust, guys, I would like to reincarnate as an animal and not as a human being again. I don't mean this in a dark way. But I'm pretty sure. Oh, oh God. Oh. I promise, I'm doing better. I promise I'm healed and doing better. Yeah. Woo. Ugh. Okay, let me get the visor off. But, yeah. Also, learning Blender has taught me a lot of things about animation. I'm just gonna admit this. I give mad props to folks who do 3D models for VTubers. Because it takes a shit ton of work to do. Like, for seeing the process not once, but twice, there is a lot that goes into it. I think I reincarnate as a slime. You know, there's an anime about that. That was at a pretty good time, reincarnating as a slime. It's a pretty simple life. What kind of slime would it be? What slime would you be? Would you be like a Minecraft slime? Would you be a general fantasy slime? Would you be one for like Dragon Quest, maybe? I don't know what I would want to reincarnate if I get to reincarnate as a fantasy creature. Let me think. I go dragon. Dragon. If I could transform into a humanoid dragon as a dragon, I'd take it. That'd be the most fun that I would have if I was able to reincarnate as anything. Yeah, probably Dragon Quest. Those things are pretty happy. I know, right? And there's so many different variations. Also, did you guys see the new Dragon Quest XII trailer that we got? I think it looks pretty cool. In my eyes. I don't play the Dragon Quest series. Maybe I'll do someday. But, I do like the protagonist. It's a very different character design from what we've gotten in the past. And I believe the game restarted development from what I've heard. Don't quote me on that. I think Dragon Quest XII originally was, like, I think not really done, but there was some decent development, and then they restarted on it. Either way, it still looks pretty good, and I'm very excited. Also makes me think, it's like, if Dragon Quest XII did get their development restarted, what does that do for Kingdom Hearts 4? As a casual KH fan, I'm like, are we gonna get it in the near future? Or are we gonna be waiting for 10 more years? It's probably gonna be the former. We're gonna be waiting like 15 more years before we even see Kingdom Hearts 4 become a thing. We're gonna get like a Cars 4 before we even get Kingdom Hearts 4. That's how hilarious it is. We're gonna get an Incredibles 3. I'm betting on it. We're gonna get an Incredibles 3 before Kingdom Hearts 4. And I'm not even gonna be surprised. Of course. Reigniting my will to finish Dragon Quest XI. Oh, man. But yeah. There's also a lot of games I'm looking forward to. Let's see here. The big one I've been looking forward to is Winds and Waves. Yes, as the one who hates BDSP, I'm a little excited for Winds and Waves. I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm liking what I'm seeing for the initial reveal trailer. And this is the big thing that I was happy about. I was happy that they announced it was releasing next year. That's the big thing that made me happy. Is that Winds and Waves will not be releasing till next year. I hope it is late next year. I pray it releases late next year. For me, in my eyes, I am a personal advocate for people please taking their time on projects. Because I don't want anything to be rushed out in poor quality. Because I'm pretty sure, as us gamers, I know that sounded really terrible, me saying it that way, as us fellow connoisseurs of gaming, I think we're all tired of dealing with unfinished games releasing. I think we're all kind of tired of it. Like, I say this, if you're doing post-launch content, you should only do it once the whole base game is completed. Post-launch content should be bonus content that's not required to enjoy the game. Now, of course, if a game is built with that in mind, the base game should still feel complete. Like, if the internet was unplugged and you found a random copy of the game, in a system that didn't have updates for the game, you could still play the game in that completed form and it would still be good. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. What do you think, chat? I'm pretty sure you agree with me on this. I'm pretty sure you're tired of games releasing in unfinished states. Jeez. Ugh. But yeah. I just don't want it anymore. It's just annoying. Also, yeah, it's just sad. It's depressing. It seems, from what I've been seeing, it seems like companies are starting to get the drill or understand we don't want that anymore. Also, let me see here. Sorry, I had a little hiccup. Oh, chat, I wanted to tell you, recently I've been collecting some games in a very fun series that I'm kind of brand new to. Sort of brand new. I played a couple of the games in and out throughout my childhood. Have you guys ever heard of... Oh, Jesus Christ, this cough. Have you guys ever heard of Dance Dance Revolution? Anybody? I'm pretty sure everybody's heard of it. It's like a household name. Well, I've been recently trying to collect the Japanese games. And I almost have... Yes, this coughing is just... It is destroying me. Every time I want to try to have a normal conversation while coughing, I just die inside. I just shrivel up. I literally, every 2 sentences, I start coughing again. But yes, I've been collecting the DDR games. Specifically, I've been starting off with the PlayStation 1 games. And I believe I have first mix, second mix. Nah, the game you're collecting. But yes, I've been collecting the Dance Dance Revolution games on PlayStation. I haven't touched PlayStation 2 yet, but I've recently gotten a number of the PlayStation 1 games. Let's see, I think I have first mix all the way up to fifth mix. And then I have a couple of the dancing stage games. And the only one I'm missing out of my desired collection is Dancing Stage featuring Disney's Rave. That is the one I'm missing, and for context, I'm collecting the Japanese versions of the game. Just because, I'm gonna admit this, I like Japanese box arts way more. I think they're nicer. I think, back in the day, US box arts, they always gunkified the box art. You know how, like, you have Mega Man 2, right? The Japanese box art looks really cool and stylized. And then you have... It made me realize I'm old to hear someone collecting that series. Good series, but dang, that's a series to collect. Yeah, if you're trying to go for all regions, that's a real challenge right there, to collect all regions for the DDR games. But yeah, I've always been fascinated with the Dance Dance Revolution series. It's actually kind of one of the inspirations behind many of my designs that I wanted to do, and many of the UI elements. It is a bit of a inspiration, because I just love the flair and style of Dance Dance Revolution. I always push towards this. I am very much in the world of arts and media and entertainment. I am very against realistic stuff. I think style lasts forever, baby. Style lasts forever. It's like, come on, I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I like to use a weird example. Hi-Fi Rush. Even though that game is a solid couple of years old, it is still well-remembered and well-regarded just based off its style alone. How unique of a style it is. And it's like, if I ever go realism, if I ever go Gradoss and Unreal Engine 6, please smack me upside the head with a frying pan, because you'll know I've officially lost it. I will never, in my right mind, I will never go realism. I will be cartoony as long as I live. But, yeah. And I also ended up learning that, some of the Bimani PlayStation 1 games have append discs. Now, if you don't know what an append disc is, it was their way of getting around Sony's rules back in the day of having multiple releases in 1 year. So, how it works is, basically, you would put the base game in, and then you would go to the disc change option, swap out your disc for the append disc, then the game would load, and you would essentially have a whole nother game. I think mainly the Bimani games took advantage of that, from what I remembered. So, like, I think Dance Dance Revolution has just Second Mix, Append Club, Volume 1 and Volume 2. And I think Beat Mania also has that with its append disc as well, as another one that has that feature. So, like, technically you can start up an append disc without the main disc, but the game just straight up won't let you continue on without actually putting in the main disc. Also, here's another fun PlayStation fact. System Link. It's a pretty cool feature. It's essentially the PlayStation's version of LAN play, but a really cool thing you can do is with a game like Ridge Racer, the entire game is loaded onto the system's RAM. So technically, you could take the disc out and still play the entire game. Bar in mind, you'll have no audio. But the cool part about this is that you technically only need one copy of Ridge Racer to do System Link. You just load up your game on that system, then you lend it to the other PlayStation, and then both of them can just play together. It's like a Russian nesting doll version of DS download play. Also, another fun thing, I am a sucker for old tech. I love so many of the cool ways that old tech works. Like, that's one thing I miss from the old... I wouldn't say the old days. From the previous generations of gaming, I miss those features, because those features are so cool. Like demo discs. I love demo discs. I can ramble on for hours about old video game tech and stuff that I love so much. Like, if I could go back in time, I would tell them to please don't give up that stuff. Please keep it. Please, please, please keep it. It is such a cool thing. Also, physical media. Actually, hold on. Chat, fun question. Do you collect your games physically or digitally? Which one do you collect more of? If you had to honestly count everything up. Because, for me, I have like a... Yeah, demo disc for fun. I haven't collected any of them yet, but I really want to collect a demo disc in the future. I really, 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 really do want to collect one in the future. I think one of my grandparents had one, but they sold it. But yeah, there's so much fun, gamer. There's so much fun. Because technically, these were like beta builds of the game that the public were allowed to try. Of course, you couldn't do anything crazy. Well, not necessarily. Ugh. Jesus Christ, this coughing is like knocking the wind out of me a little bit. But, yeah. I say for me, I own my collection 75% physical and like 25% digital. Because, like, I have a couple games digital for, like, mainly multiplayer purposes because it's really convenient. But if I have the option to go physical, your girl's gonna go physical and pick the physical route, even if it's more cumbersome to get your hands on it. Like, I will... Please. I don't know, it's nice holding onto a tangible game that you can hold on to. A game that you own that you can just pop into any console and say, like, alright, let's play. Without having to go through the process of downloading it, then having to connect your account. It's like cumbersome. We already had a solution, and it was going physical. Chat, I'm pretty sure you agree with me on this one, right? But physical is king, everybody. If I had to look at my collection, my physicals out. Yes. Yes. Physical is the king. Physical is my love of my life. Plus, another thing is displaying in a collection. I like it. It's very fun to display that stuff. But, yeah. Also, another side note. This is one thing that I hate most of all. About all my little small list of things I hate game key cards. I think they are dumb. If you can't release the game physically at launch, just release it digitally, alright? Then you can release a physical version later. Because, like, they just feel like e-waste to me. It's like, why are they even here? I get they want to take up space in a store, but, like, just put out a code card. Just put it on a rack. I know it's a pretty unique situation with Nintendo, but it's like, I don't know. It just feels ugly owning a game key card. You know what it reminds me of? Okay. So, this is a fun little story. I got Overwatch for the Switch 1, right? And I was like, ooh, is it going to have the game on the cartridge? That'd be really cool. You know what had in it? It just had a code for the game. And nothing else. That's all it was. Just a box and a code. It's like, why? Like, that's like the thing that like makes me mad the most is when it's just a box with a code. Why? Because now I just have it and I can't get rid of it. Well, technically I could get rid of it. Which is the better option? Should I fry it like on a pan? Or should I like burn it? Oh, I should burn it. Probably in my state, I can't do that. Yeah, hold on a minute. In my state, I probably cannot do that. I could just simply throw it away, but that just feels kind of simple. I gotta do something a little more special for it. Because it's taking up ugly space in my collection. Like, why? I'm gonna burn it. No need to ruin a good... You know what? Fair enough. Fair enough. Alright, when I have time, I'll find a way to burn it. We'll use it as firewood. We'll use it as a fire starter. Man, I love the smell of burnt plastic to start up my fire. I'll cook my burgers over it, eat it, it's like, I love the taste of smoky, burnt plastic. Delicious. So delicious that my model froze up. Yay. Oh. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. But here's something really funny for you that you didn't know. Did you know that DDR did get a recent re-release? It was a couple years ago, but it was via a mini arcade cabinet. And it's really cute because it contains first, second, and third mix, like actual arcade ROMs for them that you could play on a little tiny screen. Sorry about the yawn there. The thing I'm trying to get at here is that you were able to plug it out via HDMI out and play it on the TV. And either use their official dance mat controller or just use the tiny controllers you're given. But what's really funny about this release, since there's multiple licenses they have to worry about if they were re-releasing this, the charts are still in the game. But if you try playing it, it has like a little message saying, hey, it's like, the track can't be played, or like, hey, the music's not available. And you can still play it, but like, The only thing that's there is the chart in the animations, which is really hilarious. Like, they went the extra mile to do something like that, which is kind of hilarious. And like, for some of the games, like second mix or third mix, since there's a lot of licensed tracks, literally almost half of the roster of tracks has been gutted. So you can't even play half of them. Now don't get me wrong, there's still classics like Butterfly from Smile DK. And I don't think Kung Fu Fighting is in there. But a good chunk of the Konami original tracks are in there. It just sucks a number of the fan favorites you can't play at all in that collection. Like, if they ever do a re-release, it would cost them a fortune to try and get those licensings back. Especially from a company like Konami. That'd be a real challenge. It's also why, like, Dancing Stage, Euromix, and all the European releases of DDR games are so weird. Because, like, they technically have a whole different set of music tracks that are, like, from Universal Music. It's an interesting read. I recommend looking it up on your own time to see the different tracks that are in the different versions, because they're surprisingly different. There's a lot more differences than you think. I don't know. I love spitting out fun facts because it's really cute to educate, teach somebody something brand new. Especially teaching younger folks. I know being 26 is not old, but not according to the young kids. They treat me like an old lady. They treat me like a witch, which is still pretty fucking cool. But at the same time, it's like, I'm not that old. I'm not a hag yet, alright? I'm not a hag yet. I'm still young, alright? Alright, 26 is not old enough, alright? It ain't old enough. I think everyone can agree with me. I'm not old enough to be considered a hag. But also, I don't really get stuff like TikTok. Okay, listen. I might be a bit of an old soul, alright? I'm a bit of an old soul. If you couldn't tell from my rambling on about old games, and preferring to play older titles over new ones. Like, there's only a small amount of new games that I play, and it's from pre-established ID. Yep, but to be fair, I'm 31. 31's not old. You're still youthful. You still got some youthful fighting spirit left in ya. That's still young. That's still young. I like to argue that's still pretty young. Now, 35, you're I think no matter what your age is, as long as you don't let go of your inner child, you're still youthful. I think that's a big thing that I hope that I be when I get a lot older. I hope I don't lose my youthful energy or my youthful spirit. I really hope I don't lose it. Yeah, I feel... Agree. I think we all should keep our inner child as long as we can, because that can really help us out in some dark, dark times. Like, I still remember memories of me playing my Nintendo DS Lite. I had a shiny black one. Not like the one with like the red or blue top. But I would play it under the bed while playing Pokemon Heart Gold or Soul Silver, like Platinum. And it was so much fun seeing videos. And yes, I had an action replay. And I would try to use random cheats. And I would kind of break my save from that. Either way, it was really fucking cool. I totally don't do that now and still do the same thing where I go under the bed, but I'm playing on my Switch 2 or my 3DS. Also, you want to feel old yet? Want to feel old right now? The Nintendo 3DS came out like over 10 years ago. Like, I think in 2011. The original 3DS that released was back in 2011. Like, that system, I guess it's like officially 15 years old. And every time I hear that, or hear about the Nintendo Wii being even older than that, I kind of just, like, have a moment where it's like, holy shit, time has really gone by so fast. It was only yesterday that, like, people were, like, initially hyped up for Smash 4. And how it was like the first HD Smash Brothers that we were getting. Man, those were the good days where I was in high school. I want to be honest with you guys. I feel that way when they say the 360 Wii and PS3 are retro. That is true. That is 400% true. It is still shocking to realize they are considered retro now. Like, holy crap. And like, technically, the Wii U and the 3DS and stuff are starting to be considered retro as well. Not yet, but they're getting very close to falling into that camp. Besides, like, the 3DS servers are, like, shut down, which, still sad. But, like, the 3DS community, especially with the modding scene, is still alive and well. Like, back in the day, my first 3DS I got was a blue Nintendo 3DS XL. Then years later, I had my system get stepped on by my past dog. So yeah, that system broke. So unfortunately, Meat Spud! Wait, is that you? Is that Meat Spud? Hello there! Hiya! Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the re-debut! I was just recently talking about good old video games and making myself feel really old. Also, I just recently, Meat Spud, I know I spoke to you on stream about DDR. I recently got my PlayStation 1 games recently. So I've been recently trying to replay through them. And also, I suck at DDR. I'm gonna be honest with all of you. I'm not good. It has been a long time since I've even engaged with DDR. And, oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, it is not good. I selected the random wheel while chatting with friends online, and I got like a marvelous rating. I got a marvelous rating song, and I'm like, no. No, 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 no. Like, I'm pretty sure you put me against, like, Max 300 or Candy. I'm gonna die instantly on the first note. But hopefully your day is treating you all well, Meat Spud. It is a pleasure to see you for tonight's stream. Actually, in just a little bit, we're gonna actually switch over to FF14 and get ready to start. Which, speaking of which, I am totally not casually trying to log into the game. Yippee. I swear. I swear I'm trying not to. I got it. Hold on. Shit. Oh, there goes my phone. Alright, I dropped my phone. Hold on. Don't mind the models snapping and contorting. Oh, aren't you loving that neck action, everybody? That's so good. Alright, I'm back up. Let me just reset the camera. There. Alright, we're back. Let me just... I gotta use Authenticator, guys. Okay. There we go. Square Enix. 335-782. Nope, nope, nope. Also, I'm a really terrible typer. I can't type well at all. I suck at typing. I very much suck at typing. It is not a good strength of mine. I don't know how I've been pulling things off for so long at my job. Because part of me, you're going to see me like literally typing with like one finger on each key. Or like one hand is trying to naturally type. And the other one's completely fucking up on all cylinders. But, alright. Give me one quick second. Let's hope this works. And I'm gonna go ahead and... There we go. Oh, alright. Can everybody hear the game? Alright, honest thing, chat. Can everybody hear me playing? Or hear the audio properly? Installation details. No. Okay. Please do alert me if the audio sounds off. Now. Hold on. I can easily turn up the gaming audio just a little bit. There we go. Okay, disregard this character here. This is just a random character that I've used for testing. As in, it is level 1. Bam! So, the reason why I call this a re-debut stream is technically I have played through FF14 before, but I never got to sort of stream my experience with ARR, and it's been a long time. And thanks to the newest expansion being announced, I feel like it's a perfect time for me to go through every single expansion. Re-experience the whole game again. Also, give me one quick second. I gotta blow my nose. I swear, guys, I'm not sick. I swear. I'm just partially sick. I'm like 25% sick. Yeah. Hold on. Okay. Let me just get myself to blow my nose. I know it sounds disgusting. I'm hopeful by the end of this weekend I'll be completely feeling better. But you know, me and my cursed luck, I could either run the lottery and succeed, or I could fail so bad that I gain negative Riz for it. And also, that'll be the only time you'll hear me say Riz. You're welcome. But back to what I was saying. I technically have played this. Even the Doman ones. Who's going to be scared going through the... Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. I am sorry if I've been just coughing up a heavy storm throughout the entire stream and straight up dying inside throughout this whole entire process. But yes, I would like to show you guys something. Alright, hold on. Can I do something real fast? If this will please work. Okay, it did not work. Hold on a second. Image 4. VTubing stuff. Ugh. Where the fuck is it? Oh, holy shit. Thanks so much for the follow, Zamika17. Currently right now, I'm about to start my rebirth playthrough through FF14. But to show you guys what I mean, I will, hold on. If I can get this to please not break my stream. Also, there's a, alright. Zemi is good. But what I'm going to show you guys is right here. Every single expansion that I will be playing, there will be one job dedicated to it. So each expansion's going to have like a different mascot job. And of course, yes, I stole this template from the Fighters Pass because also I'm a Smash Brothers fan. But also, Zamika, once again, welcome aboard. Welcome to the squad. I hope you've had a wonderful day. Today is the re-debut day of my whole Twitch channel and everything. It is exciting to have you aboard. But yes, each job will have its own dedicated job. And on... Hey, let's go, let's go. But yes, so currently we're on a Realm Reborn. So right now, and actually, if you've been interacting and seeing on my Twitter, Bluesky, Instagram, and TikTok now, I have been consistently basically counting down the jobs, and there was only 2 jobs remaining on the list. 2 jobs remaining to select from. So first off, let's make a new character. The only part of the game I know. We're going to load appearance data because we do have a character that I have put together. Colors weave into a spiral of flames. Oh my god, I remembered singing that song so hard when it was revealed initially during the final direct before the launch of Ultimate. But say hello to our character here. So I decided to go for a Highlander as a choice because I kind of like the character design because, honest fact, I kind of look like this. I am built as a not so muscularly tall, semi-woman, non-binary person with a semi-stone cold / smiling face. So we're gonna save appearance data. We're gonna save it to a random slot. There we go. We're gonna put it at the very bottom. Data saved. We're gonna set it up for my birthday, which my birthday for all of you folks is on February 2nd, Groundhog's Day. All right, chat. Which one do you want to go for? Which DDD? Semi-woman, aha, I love that so much. It's such a good way to word it, semi-woman. I am a complete outlier. Happy birthday. It's not even my birthday yet, Meat Spud. That's not going to happen till, like, the next 9 or so months. Not yet, not yet. In the future. In the future. But, let's see. What DD I want? Happy early birthday. Why, thank you. Thank you, Meat Spud. Happy early birthday to you, too. Or late birthday. Alright, we're gonna go for this weird name. It doesn't really matter. Alright. But also for this series, I kind of want this to be a way for folks who are brand new to FF14 to kind of be in a welcoming environment because, again, this is kind of a redo of the whole playthrough, so I do know a bit of knowledge. So I'm not a complete noob. Think of me like a rotting sprout. That sounds really horrible saying that out loud, but yes, I am technically a rotting sprout. So I know a decent amount of... He laughed. So I know a decent amount of knowledge of the game as I played through a couple of the expansions. But big tip, write this down, chat. Always nice to meet a fellow Aquarius. Awesome. Hey, a fellow Aquarius. But, big thing. Big tip that I could give to anyone brand new. No matter what job you play, it doesn't matter. Pick whatever job you like. Whatever job fits you the best, whatever job you like, as you can switch out to any job at any time. But to go over the jobs or the roles real fast. Tank. You are the muscle mommy. You are the one who's supposed to be taking the hits for the team. You are a masochist. Healer. You heal, but you are mitigating future damage. AKA, your goal is to, whenever you are not healing, to do damage. FF14 is a cooperative game, so you need to still be doing damage, even if you're tanking. After the level 10 job quest, you can choose a different job. Yes, wonderful input, Fellwinters. I'm gonna love and laugh how people are gonna watch this VOD like 2 years later and be like, oh man, this information's so useful. I'm gonna cringe at this whole thing. And then DPS. And be nice to DPS more people too. Yes, DPS, aka, I'm sorry, but you are gonna be stuck with a long queue time. I'm kidding. But in all seriousness, DPS lacks brains. That's not true. But DPS, they are the ones who deal the damage. Pro FF14 DPS. But yes, DPS. And the DPS separates into different categories, being physical range, physical DPS, and magic range DPS. And then healers have subcategories. Resident Dragoon main. Oh god. But for me, at the very end of our countdown, today we announced the final 2 jobs to select from for me. Conjurer, which will eventually turn into White Mage, and then DPS, and we have Thaumaturge, which will eventually turn into Black Mage. Kind of interesting, the final two are between Black Magic and White Magic. Don't take that out of context. Now, no one's playing online games as wealthy in the brain section. Oh my god. Oh, that's great. Oh god, there goes the cough again. Again, both of these are wonderful choices. But in my personal opinion, I think the job that I picked, I did select ahead of time. The job that I want to go for will be, we're going Thaumaturge. That's right. We're going to eventually become a Black Mage this playthrough. You have selected Kraken as your starting world. Yes, proceed. Black Mage will be the first job to represent ARR, a Realm Reborn. Now, there is a particular reason, which I will not spoil, why. If you don't... Here's my tip. Tip number 2. If you do not care about starting city or starting job, pick any of them that are with Udal, because there is story significance with this. And we will see throughout the game why you should select it. What is a good last name, chat? Let's see here. Actually, I think I have a last name around. What did I do as my last name? Because, fun fact, for all the characters I built for FF14, I've always named the last name based on a Pokemon that I like. So, I have a perfect one for this occasion. If I could pull up the name, because I'll be honest with you, chat, I cannot pronounce Pokemon names at all or spell them correctly. It is extremely difficult. I am so sorry. Let's see here. Alright, what is the name? Name. There we go. No, not Terrafab. Okay. I swear, chat. I swear. I know the name of the Pokemon. The last name of our character will be Terrapagos. Gradoss Terrapagos. Me not waiting for Pokemon episodes to come out so I know how things are said. But yes, our character will be named as Gradoss Terrapagos. Kind of fun. Banana Chin. You know, honestly, I do have a banana chin, IRL. I somewhat have a banana chin. It's more like a dented banana chin, but it's still a banana chin by extension. A very dented banana chin. Not like one of those weird Chad chins, just like the most basic and average one you can get. Alright. I really hope nobody has stolen this name. I pray to God nobody has stolen this name. Also, I love the Highlanders animations. They are so, like, outlandish in the best way possible. But, yes. We will begin a new game with this character design. The server is currently congested. Flavors and queue. Alrighty, this is off to a great start, everybody. I love it here. Welcome to Final Fantasy XIV. I still love you saying banana chin. That is great. Ring, 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 ring. Banana chin. Alright, you know, that sounded terrible. I'm sorry. That did not sound good. Udall is also the easiest to get around. Also, here's another funny fact. I know I'm talking over this cutscene, but a weird thing that I've noticed, if there is server congestion, you will sometimes hear the game's sound effects for when you obtain an item. I'm pretty sure if you play back over this VOD, you can hear it for a moment. It is a very weird audio error or slight hiccup that I've noticed.
Here.
Also, before we go any further, let's try to avoid spoiling things ahead of time, if we can, because I kind of want to make this so, again, I want to make it so anybody who walks in, or who starts from here, doesn't have to be fearful about spoilers in the VODs. If we can avoid that, you can allude to things, but don't directly spoil it. Might want to pin that, though. Here's a funny fact. I don't remember how to pin that. Okay, hold on. Let me try something. Everyone... Hold on. Please, no spoilers. Meet, help your friend. Hold on, let me grab this. There we go, pin message. There we go. I did it! I did it! I did it, guys! I did it! I learned how to pin something! Oh wait, I just misspelled everyone! I know how to spell, chat. Everyone! You alright, lass? I will apologize if my voice acting sounds terrible. Feeling the effects of the Aether, I reckon. You'll get used to it, though. Don't worry. Hold on, let me do something real fast, chat. Don't mind me. Hold on. Settings. Let me tweak something real fast. Processing priority normal. Let me just check something. Alright. Alright. Let me do this. This. What's all this about? Oh my god, what the fuck is going on with my game? Actually, hold on a minute. Yeah, we'll fix it when we get into the actual gameplay. Because it is... What is going on? I'm just an honest peddler, friend. So, don't be too disappointed if you don't find nothing, eh? Mind your tongue, old man, lest I cut it out. Sir, look! Solness. Honest peddler, was it? Since we be doing honest peddler's deal in prohibited herbs, you're in a lot of trouble, old man. You'll rot in a dungeon till the end of your days unless you can afford the fine. Heh, business as usual. What is up? Chat, I can't be the only one seeing that. It seems like the game's frames are all over the place. What the? I'm not the only one who's seeing this, right? Okay, I might have to tweak a setting or two. Because that shouldn't be functioning that way. I am playing the PC version, which I am working with good specs, so it shouldn't be bugging out this hard. Or not bugging out, but this frame rate shouldn't be this bad. Okay, tell you what, we'll get in game and we'll see what's going on. You be careful round them brass blades, lass. Bastards have the shirt off your back if they fancy it. Like the common bandits they are, only less honest. Thank the gods for sending some beastmen to the rescue, eh? Hey, seeing as we've gotten a long ride ahead, you mind keeping me company till we arrive? Them youngins don't much care for conversation, you see. Brent's the name. and penance betrayed. And I'm a confused a child. I don't know what's going on. It seems like everyone's having issues with the game acting weird lately, even small games on good builds. Really? I wonder if it might just be my Vtuber software, because I know it sometimes has some hiccups and issues where it ends up trying to conflict. What it would be that first attracted you to it? Why did you become an adventurer? To gain power, to win glory, to amass a fortune. ... What would my character say? I want to become powerful. I want to be powerful. I want to be so powerful that I can literally smite my enemies by just looking at them. I mean, yeah, power to protect people. Yeah. Power. As in, power to do good, like protecting. They would say, I'm a baby. They would say, I'm a baby. I don't know. Like protecting the weak, fighting for what's right and all that. I thought that's what you meant. Well, for adventurers to do a lot of fighting, that's for sure. You'll never be short of a chance to polish your warcraft in the adventurer's business. Well, when you arrive in town, you best enroll in the Adventurers Guild. They'll set you on the right path. Ain't it would it hurt to join a guild neither. Udall's home to a few, so you fancy learning how to fight with a sword in your fist. Or even spells. Lest you see seeking one out, but... Just remember, though, there's more important things than fortune and glory, such as breathing. Ain't no profit in being dead. Profit? Profit. Ain't no profit in being dead. Ain't that a fact? Oh god, my ancient English is very much dead. By the way, is this your first trip to Udall? No, this is not my first time. Not my first time, though. But of course it ain't. Still, might be as this journeyed in what the fuck is that word? Has a few new things to teach you about your destination. Damn. It's dead language for a reason. Oh my god. But on a serious note, I do appreciate the cutscenes with voice dialogue. Because it definitely feels like a fantasy world. These factions have long fought over power through the weight of their wealth against each other. Ain't they show no signs of stopping? Of course, the Lizardmen, that's the the Alamajah couldn't care less about Udalian policies. They have their own interests. See, ain't they afraid to use force to serve them? They say war's a gift to peddlers. Need breed and profit. Ain't though it shames me to say it, I'm inclined to agree. At long last, behold Udall, the jewel of fuck, I can't speak. The jewel of Thenelald, where folk turn dirt into fortune. I'm pretty sure I read it.
Deep in the sun-baked south, surrounded by the shifting sands of an endless desert, she rises. A solitary rose amidst the dust and rock, a symbol of defiance. Her name, Ulda.
I love this epic voice.
Even with the coming of the seventh umbral era, hope springs eternal for the mongers and merchants who vie for lost fortunes in this bustling oasis. As the twin faces of Nold Thal maintain their vigil over all that has been and shall be, the present proffers a brave soul.
What is your favorite starting town? That's a good question to ask, y'all.
One whose arrival could mark the beginning of a new era of prosperity for the realm.
I don't know why, but the voice evokes if Crystal Chronicles for GameCube. I have not gotten a chance to play that game yet. I think it's a game I really do want to play in the future. And here's where we part ways, lass. Don't skip cutscene. I'm off to the markets to deliver me wares. Then it's on to the high road for me. Here, I want you to have this. As someone who's never played FF14, I feel like this game is so overwhelming. It's not too overwhelming. My overall advice with FF14, or FF14, or FF in general, you don't need to know anything about the previous games to enjoy the one you're playing. I recommend FF14 because there's a lot of content to enjoy. Udal, Monstana, Garden Run. Wow, you're mocking mine? My favorite being Redania? What the F? Hey, Gridania's nice, okay? But I don't... What is... you never did tell me your name, though. Hey, but here's an idea. Because this sort of storied personage, I could brag to having met an ill-considered a square... Okay, I fucked up on that.
May the traders nurture our fortunes as they kindle the flames which
But yes,
burn
back to what I
within
was
us
saying, Meat Spud. You don't need to
For
know
by
anything
fire
about
are
the
we
previous FF14
reborn.
game to enjoy any of the titles in the series. There are iconic enemies, references to characters and set places, especially in this game FF14, that you get rewarded if you know where it's from, but it is not required to enjoy this game. It is 400% not required. Each one acts as its own individual story, its own individual characters, its own individual plot. Now, yes, FF14 is a very large game, and you don't need to buy the full game like I'm doing. Again, the free trial carries you all the way now up to Shadowbringers, and gets your level up to level 70, if I got that right. So, you don't really need to worry. And you can easily take your time. You don't have to be like me and blast through the game all year long to get to Evercold. I actually heavily recommend against that. AK, monkey see, monkey don't do. Please don't be crazy like me and do this. Take your time on this game. Enjoy the sights. Unless it's a continuation of the same series like FF10. Okay, yes, there are some weird exceptions. But again, bar those weird exceptions, most of them don't really require you to really know anything from a previous installment, except for some of those weird exceptions. Let's see, fresh off the carriage by any chance, eh? How could I tell? Heh. Heck, I could tell. Name's Waterman, and my business is knowing every bugger's else. Now then, what if we have to offer some invaluable advice by the way of the welcome to our fair city? Free of charge. Even just this one, like... Hold on. Give me a chance to blow my nose. Ugh. Don't you love it when you're partially sick, chat? Your voice is partially keeled over. I feel like my mind is clogged. Partially. And I can't pronounce English words. Yippee. Please select the control scheme you wish to use. I am more of a... Monostat. Genshin mentioned. I cannot remember the Rivera to save my life. The only thing overwhelming about F14 is the battle system. I hear there's been a lot of good updates, especially if you aren't playing on PS3. Okay, no. What the fuck? Hold on. Hold on. No. I need to go in the system. System configuration. Borderless windowed. Okay, HD standard. Graphics. Alright, hold on. Let me see something real quick. Shadow resolution. I need to see something here, because something's throwing me off here. No, don't do that. What the fuck is going on? Okay, hold on. Let me see. What is going on? Display settings. There we go. All right, let me see something here. 60. All right. What is going on? Like, the frame rate... Okay, what the fuck is going on? All right, hold on. Other settings. Graphics settings. UI resolution. Graphics settings. Okay. So... You're all good. You're all good. All right. So, I'm going to do something really fast, chat, because... Ignore what I'm doing. We're going to go back and start up the game. I don't think the stream's lagging. I don't know what's going on with the game. The frame rate is just being really weird. I think your stream is lagging. Let me see here. I'm not seeing any dropped frames on my end. Everything seems to be working fine. Hold on. Let me do something really fast. I'm going to play it back on my own phone real quick and see how it looks. Real fast. Let me see. I don't think it's lagging. I'm not seeing it lag on my end. Hold on. Yeah, everything seems mostly fine. Let me move my head around rapidly. Hold on. Everything seems to be fine on my end. Hold on. Is anybody else seeing the stream lagging on their end? Because mine seems to be fine and not affected. Okay. Not for me. Not that I've noticed. Alright. It might be my connection. Restore settings. Odd. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Settings. No data. Nope, just my connection. Okay. Hold on. Alright, so here's what we're going to be doing, chat. I don't want to reconfigure all my settings, so here's what I can do. Here's something pretty cool. What we're going to do, we're going to hop over to my character here. Here's something really cool. I'm going to show off a very cool feature with FF14 that has recently been introduced. You can share your settings, your hotbar settings. Yeah, it's a pretty nice feature. So how it works is you get a code, you can give it to somebody, and they will transfer all your hotbars, all your character configurations, everything will be transferred over. So if I can get into my old character here, disregard the immersion breaking, disregard it, please disregard it. What if the whole journey was a dream, everybody? What if the whole journey was a dream? Whoa! Look at this weird character. Also, holy shit. Actually, hold on a minute. Why is my... I just noticed this. Why is my whole... Oh my god, what is going on with my HUD? Okay, seriously. I would have thrived if this, this was there before. So basically what you go down to, it should be... Let me see. It should be under active health, character configuration, user macros, configuration sharing. You'll be presented with this option. You can click on upload settings. So you can enter a command. Grad custom stuffs, for example, right? Alrighty, I'll see you in a bit. So you click on this. Upload settings data. You can upload it, and then you'll be given a QR code. This will expire in 2 weeks. So what I can do, click on copy, copy it to clipboard. We'll exit out of this character here. So we'll log out of this character. So options. We'll go back to our previous character. As you see here, if the game will please load. And then all we need to do is go back to the world, go back to Kraken, select our character here. Okay, the server is currently congested. Great. I love it here. I love it here, chat. It's so much fun. And what I can do is I could go over to this character here and go back to the exact same option, enter in the code that I have for my previous character, and it migrates all my settings over. So everything gets migrated over. So we're going to go back into this character right here. Then what we do with the game lagging here, we'll go right over here to configuration sharing. But I can only use it in a fucking... Really? I can only use it in a sanctuary. Alright. Well, I just failed on that. But either way, let me go over to system settings, because this doesn't make any sense. Why is it lagging? It looks weird. Alright, you know what? We're gonna have to just roll with it for now. Alright. Hello there. Please, game. Let me get my settings back. My settings are so garbage right now. What's going on? Alright, so before you do anything else, you want to head over to the quicksand, speak with Monami. Alright. Just take those steps over yonder, pass through the double doors. You'll find her inside. And that's as much as you're getting for free. Good luck with adventuring, adventurer. Unless this is how the game performs, and I'm just being really weird. Alright. So here's a fun fact for all you guys. As you see here, there are no players. So technically, this acts as a very weird sanctioned area. I'm going to call these things sanctioned areas. These are where usually you don't get to interact with any players, really. It's usually served for like important fights or important battles. So right here, whenever the icon shows up green for the quest marker, then you can click on this. And once you've spoken with the dialogue, then you will have completed the quest. That's kind of just the simple flow of FF14. You're given a quest, then you complete that quest and you get rewards, you keep building yourself up, and next thing you know, you're a level 100 walking monstrosity that can literally look at the smallest enemy and they instantly fade into dust. But that's way, way in the future. If you're looking to join the Adventures Guild, you've come to the right place. Name's Monami, and I own this fine establishment, if it please you. I also manage the Adventures Guild here in Udall, so you might say that I'm looking after green adventures like yourself is my vocation. That sounded really terrible. And lucky for you, without someone like me to steer you right, you'll soon find yourself in the middle of nowhere, caught up in business you don't understand. Like our conflict with the Ajamar, for example. They've been plaguing the Sultanate for forever now. There's even the Garlean Empire. None can say for sure what they're plotting these days. Only that they are. And as we see here, there's catgirls. People drink and make merry. But underneath it all, there's worry. Worry and a lingering feeling of loss. And little wonder it scares even 5 years since the Lesser Moon cracked open like a giant egg, releasing an abomination intent on turning the realm into an 8th hell. So was lost in the blink of an eye. 'Twas like the end of our world had come at last. But things then began to get foggy. Everyone's got their own version of what happened next. Some of them, 2 or 3. You think people would remember something like that, but the fact is, they don't. Nobody does. There's one thing the survivors agree on, though. The part played by a band of adventurers who'd laid down their lives for a realm that wasn't their own. They fought valiantly, and like so many others, they never returned. Deeds worth remembering, I'm sure you agree. It's a shame our recollection of those brave heroes are just as jumbled as those as the Calamity themselves. Whenever we try to recall their faces to mind, it's like they're standing between us and the midday sun, permanently silhouetted. Well, I bet that sounds pretty poetic to you, doesn't it? Well, it's not for the bloody infatuation, or whatever the word was, but even if we can't remember them, we'll not let them be forgotten, and so we call them the Warriors of Light. And they'll forever stand as a shining example of what adventurers can achieve. That's why I welcome new arrivals like yourself to our fair city. And I ask you to lend a helping hand and try to leave Odal in a better state than you found her. If you could promise that, I'll be happy to let you join the guild. Alright then, a promise is a promise now. I'll be counting on you to help put the past behind us. We need people working and spending and bickering like the old days. And a happy and prosperous Udal means more business for the Quicksand too. Any roads, let's make it official. Go ahead and write your name in the registry neat as you can. I own you now, I mean a kid. Gradoss Terrapagos. Well, ain't that a charming name? Just rolls off the tongue, does it? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. No, it really does not roll off the tongue. I'm sorry, I have to disagree. All right, Miss Terrapagos, on behalf of the Adventures Guild, I officially. Please, sir, be merciful. Be merciful. 12 is my witness. I swear to you, I'll bring you your money. In the East, it says that a merciful god may even be driven to vengeance if thrice bassimated. Be grateful you were given a fourth chance to offend. You two, attend to this scum. No, please, mercy! Well, ain't that a sorry sight? Sorry sight, sorry sight, sorry sight. Not an uncommon one, if I'm honest. Don't worry, though. If you work hard, I doubt you'll end up like him. Just the same, if you ever need a bit of advice about one thing or another, pay me a visit. And just don't go bothering me every time you stub your bloody toe, alright? Of course, I do enjoy hearing a lady muse on the many manhoods of her acquaintance from time to time. Anyways, welcome to Odan, Gradoss. Take a moment to catch your breath, and I'll teach you a little about our fair city. And with a quest completed, this concludes the introductory game tutorial. You've taken the first steps as an adventurer in the city of Udal. Listen well to the wisdom of Monami Modi, then go forth and discover the incredible adventures that await you. Alright, well, this is gonna be fun. Alright, hold on, let me just get past this stuff. Alright, so I will give a little context for those who aren't aware. They mentioned something about the Warriors of Light and the Calamity. This ties back into 1.0 of FF14. FF14 did release a pretty long time ago, and the game was so abysmally bad that they literally, and I kid you not, they nuked the game in-world and IRL in the real world, restarted development, and thus led to the canonical events of ARR, A Realm Reborn. You, along with many other heroes, have basically been warped 5 years into the future, and leading into the events of ARR. I will go into more detail about this later, but it is important to know that they do reference the events of 1.0 a little bit. You don't need to know too much, but it is important to acknowledge that this is technically version 2.0. And there are some great videos that go into detail about the history of 1.0. Now, can I please show configuration sharing? Motherfucker, I can't show it, so I'm stuck with this now. Close to home. Before you go charging off and find your fortune, I have a few basic tasks I'd like you to perform as soon as to help to get you to know the place. First of all, I want you to visit the Aetherite Plaza. To get there, head west from here till you reach the Emerald Avenue. Then look to the north. You should see a giant floating crystal called an Aetherite. If it weren't for the Aetherites, traveling around Erosia would be a damn sight more troublesome than it is. Of course, you still need to attune to them before you can use them, so be sure to do that. And, oh shit, I fucking skipped over the dialogue. And see what I mean. Once you've done that, I want you to pay a visit to the Thaumateurs Guild over at the Arisian Arsenary. Okay. Assuming the subject ain't for show. And finally, I want you to visit the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Let's see. I am going to skip a little bit over the dialogue in this playthrough, because a lot of it is kind of self-explanatory. You know, get yourself introduced to the controls, get yourself introduced to the major landmarks. And this is an important thing they'll bring up of. Speaking of which, you should speak to the smith over yonder. Those lads always have some good advice for up-and-coming adventurers. Otherwise, that's about it for me. It's past time you get going. Oh, and let me know when you finish, will you? That way, I won't spend my days worrying that you're down to your small clothes without a guilty name. Quest accepted. And as you see here, we have officially kicked off. As you see here. Yes, quest accepted. We have officially kicked off our journey. There's also going to be a lot of tutorials like this just popping up. I will disable it later. But the Smith. The Smith is an important character because there is, I forgot the name of it, the Novice Guild. Essentially, it is a nice tutorial area or section of quests you can do that will help you if you're struggling a little bit with an MMO like this. But either way, we should probably get back to work and focus on the main task. Okay, I'm going the wrong way. Now, can I please, configuration sharing? There it is! So, when you're on this screen, you can go to download and apply. Then, you can grab the code, which the code I have right here. Then click on Confirm Share Data. You'll see this. You can click on Please Apply All. And if we click this, download and apply all shared data settings. There we go! And with that, oh, it feels so much better. Oh, it feels good. There we go. I got my control settings back. Everything looks nice again. Oh. But yes, configuration sharing is a very nice feature that has been introduced, making it really nice and easy to be able to customize and share settings with other people. So you know those fun controller guides? You don't have to worry about any of that shit anymore. You can actually share them with the community. Isn't that wonderful? But jokes aside, you are going to start off pretty meek. As in, a lot of these settings and options for me are pretty much grayed out for a reason. As, I barely have jack shit at the start of the game. And, I guess I'll elaborate a little bit more on 1.0 while we're traveling. The Warriors of Light, technically the 1.0 players, there is something very special associated with them that I will share later on throughout the playthrough of ARR. But it is very cool. But the big thing they get, and this is something that I have confirmed and they've obviously stated before I talk to this quest person, those folks who are ARR, or not ARR, those folks who are Legacy 1.0 players, they have a lifetime subscription to the game. For all of its expansions, they have a lifetime subscription as a big thank you for supporting the 1.0 release. That's kind of badass right there. You get it for life. Till the day you die. And the game no longer has service. That's pretty cool. A pretty honorable thing to do. But anyways, I will... Damn, imagine if Adobe did do that and gave you a lifetime account. I think more companies, if they did that, they would have a lot more faith won back. It'd be expensive, but it would win a lot of faith. Let's see. Welcome to the Farmaters Guild. It is fate that has guided your steps here to this day, friend. I see that you harbored arcane ambitions, though your journey has scarcely begun. Within these hallowed halls, the arts of devastation are taught. Primeval magics which wish to bring about an enemy's ruin. If you would join our ranks and wield such power, you must needs know of our beginnings. The nation of Odal inherits its traditions from ancient oh my god, I cannot pronounce that. A city founded in descendants of the first mages. The secrets of those that... okay. The secrets of these illusion sorcerers were ultimately entrusted to the priest of the Order of Nadal, which have passed them down from generation to generation ever since. Focused and refined over centuries' use of the Order's future... oh my god, I cannot pronounce shit. Okay, cool. The arcane magics our ancestors eventually emerged as an art we now know as thaumaturgy. A freezing blizzard to halt corruption, a raging fire to cleanse the corpse, a bolt of lightning to expel the sins of mortal life. That sounds very epic, but it's more of the equivalent of attacking a small enemy with a twig. Hey, I'm just being real here. Alright, it is for that reason that we fear and respect in equal measures. Thus does our guild thrive. In the catacombs of the... okay, I can't pronounce the name of that location, I'm sorry. What say you then, adventurer? If you would plumb to the abyssal depths of thaumaturgy, let our learned sage guide your descent. Ah, before you leap into the darkness, you must prove our guildmaster that you possess the spiritual fortitude necessary to look upon which way stares. When you're ready to submit your judgment, say the word. Alright. Now, I will explain this real quick. Anything that is a blue quest. I'm pretty sure they just threw darts at letters and said, sure, that's a name. Actually, you are slightly wrong on that one. A lot of the names for characters and locations actually have real-world origins with different languages. For example, the recent expansion that we have of, I believe, Dawn Trail, I don't remember which country many of the wording and the cultures are based on. There is inspiration and origins with a lot of the expansions. I haven't done too much research into them, but these names do have origins. Real-world origins or connections. It is a very cool thing to look into. That's why a lot of the names are hard to pronounce, because they are from very foreign languages. So it is a bit of a challenge. We will hold on to it for now. We will come back to this a little bit. Right now, we need to go over to the Aetheryte. Aetheryte. Oh my god, look at all these cool characters. Guys, I can't wait to get as cool as them. But yes, Udal is one of the 3 starting series. It is one of the 3 starting towns you can get access to at the start of the game. The other 2 are first on Gridania, which is the one I originally started, Gridania, and then the second one that I started off with, or the second one, I forgot the name. Fantasy names always are, no matter if they're based on reality or not. That's really cool, though. Love seeing global representation. Yes, it is very cool. It reminds me of the Pokemon games and the development and how the designs for many of the Pokemon were created. And seeing, like, the references and cute little names. Hold on, give me a second. I gotta blow my nose again. Ugh. Don't you love it when you're sick, guys? I mean, don't you love when you're not sick? Ugh. Excellent. What brings us to the matter of the attunement fee? That'll be 100,000 gil, if you please, madam. Apologies. I do so relish in the opportunity to make that jest. The look on your face was absolutely priceless. But the fact you were so easily deceived suggests to me that you're unfamiliar with these use of aetherites. Allow me to explain. I am sorry, but I'm going to talk over you. These crystals, these are your waypoints, your towers. Insert your thing from Breath of the Wild like game. Whenever you want to get somewhere, you can warp over to these. I will warn you though, they do cost a fee, and being half sick, it's almost more frustrating. I pray you found this informative. Should you wish to learn more about aetherites or transportation magic, I should be happy to answer your questions. Return learned. So, here's a thing that I didn't know. So, for example, what we're going to do, we're going to go to this aetherite. You can set one of these major aetherites as a home point. For this example, it's already set up as a home point. But what's really cool... So what you could do, you can set up to 3 favored destinations. These favored destinations, if I remember correctly, have reduced cost. So, for example, the farther away you are from an aetherite crystal, the more it will cost for you to teleport. It is an important thing to remember and consider. Now, of course, you won't need to worry about it too much in terms of the cost, but definitely when you get into later expansions, it can definitely start getting pricey. So having a couple of saved destinations with reduced costs is very helpful. Also, where are the... Okay, I think I gotta go this way. Okay, I just gotta go this way. So yes. And then there's a 4th one you can register known as a security-free token. That is another one you can use. So you could technically register up to 4 to 5, like, favored destinations. But, yeah. Throughout this whole journey, I am going to state a lot of fun facts. Look at that menu. Holy. Yeah, I will tell you this. It definitely takes a bit of time, and just remember this as well. You can easily customize your options to however you want. Oh my god, they're... Hello there. It's... slowly just, like, walked backwards. Proceeded to walk backwards. Turn and look at me, and I looked right back at them. Oh, that was great. This game is so much fun, but back to what I said. You can easily modify and tweak these UI settings at any time. I definitely recommend, if you have time when you're starting your game or starting your playthrough, definitely mess around with the settings. Tweak the options, tweak them to however you like. This game has a lot of customization. I just like this interface because it's my personal favorite. And my way that I enjoy playing the game. You don't gotta follow my way exactly, but it is a very nice style. Or look. And you are? Oh, a newcomer adventurer. But of course, yes, I am Roga. Also, I do apologize on the cringy voice acting. I'm trying to get into character. Honestly, playing Final Fantasy XIV feels like you're playing D&D. But the DM is so crazed out that he planned like a whole 2-year-long storyline. I'm pretty sure that is a thing. Ah, you would have to teach me the ways of the marketplace. Very wise. As for my fee, what, you expect me to do it for free? Surely you jest. My dear adventurer, when you ask a new Dalian for a favor, you should at least try to make it worth his while. Judging by your grab, I rather doubt you could afford my services. But the fact you offer nothing is laughable. Here's a letter. Please do it. The lady ordered me to. Ah, Mistress Mondoni instructed you to seek me out, did she? Consider yourself fortunate to have such infutile friends. I shall brief you, and you shall be attentive. No, I will not. You stand in the Sapphire Avenue Exchange, the busiest and most profitable marketplace in the Sultana. Being an advantageous situation in relation to other cities, Udal markets have ever served as both the literal and figurative centers of Erosian commerce. All the great overland trade routes lead into our city, and the majority maritime trade between Vtuber and the alternate path. Okay, I can't pronounce any of that. But please tell me, chat, if you do not like me doing any type of voice acting or voices. I could totally speak in my normal voice here. Please do. It would be funny if I went the entire expansion without somebody mentioning that. Because of this, countless companies and consortiums have chosen Udall as their base of operations. They see it that this marketplace is awash with merchants and moneylenders day and night. Anything a man could ever desire could be purchased here, provided he has sufficient funds. Surely there's something you seek, adventurer. A deadlier sword, perhaps a shinier trinket? Whether it's you want, the exchange you'll have it. To the north, you'll find merchants peddling armor and accessories, culture ribs and crafting materials. And to the south, you'll find weapons, tools, and an assortment of other useful items for sale. Seek out a particular merchant or browse to your heart's content. But do try to remain aloof should you find something that piques your interest. Decisions that make in the heart of the moment are usually unwise, especially where coin is concerned. That is all the complimentary aid you shall have from me, and far too much for my taste. My regards to Montgomery. Now off with you. I always imagine, like, the little guys is just very pompous. It's like... And speaking of which, let's take advantage of the return command! Because I'm late. Oh, actually, hold on a minute. So here's another thing. Whenever you get into a new town and city, please attune to these things. Because... Alright, we're going to attune to this thing. So yes. So here's a cool thing. These are, I call them mini-attuners. So anytime you have a mini-attuner, you see we have a bunch of these that we haven't discovered yet. You can easily warp right back to this one here. And speaking of which, I'm going to take a small detour to get back to... There we go. Also, I love Udall. It is such a cool city. It kind of makes me sad that... Oh, look! There's a fellow Sprout! Hopefully not a rotting Sprout like yours truly. I sincerely hope. Look at all these characters, everybody. Look at all these cool characters. Look at all of them. Look at some of these cool ones. I don't want to know what those two are doing over there, but I will leave them to it. Look at all these cool adventures. I like every time meet Spud, you're just giving me the look. It's like whenever a little child or a little puppy looks at you with the puppy eyes, I'm like, okay, what do you want? I don't mean it in a mean way, Meat Spud. I don't mean it in a mean way. But every time, I just imagine your VTuber model just looking up at me while I'm just staring down at you with puppy eyes. It's like, help. It's like, oh. Well, let me get back to the voice. Well, Udall is a big place with lots to see and lots to do, but wandering around aimlessly don't pay the bills. If you're serious about making a living here, you need to remember where things are. So when you go exploring, explore like you got a purpose, eh? Alright then. All that's up for you to do is to work hard, make money, and spend it here at the quicksand. Alrighty, I will take my XP and small cash. Transpose! Alrighty, so I'm going to go on a little detour to explain something important. As you saw during the beginning of our playthrough, I selected a world. So, for example, most places consist of data centers, right? The one I'm part of is Kraken here, our home world. You'll see this little thing right here, the preferred world bonus. Experience earned while below level 90 is dramatically increased. This is a pretty nice feature, as this means for any worlds that are preferred, usually these are new worlds, for worlds that are not congested. AKA, if a world is congested, you cannot make any new characters or cannot transfer your character to that new world. So, the preferred world bonus gives you a pretty large XP boost. So, let me go back to the dialogue here. So, as you see here, we got an additional 100% experience points. So, pretty cool. New letter. So let me see here. Alright. Let me just move on to the next quest. I will go over a lot of this stuff, as a lot of this stuff isn't too difficult to understand. It just takes a moment. And speaking of which, I am looking for a particular character that I know of. Where are they? I know they're somewhere around here. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah. Speaking of which, I will attune to this aetheryte as well. An aetheryte! An aethernet shard! Alright. Attune. Moogle. Hold on, let me see something here. Link shell distributor. Can I zoom in? Hold on. Let me click on a map real fast. Delivery Moogle. So it is around here. Okay. Hold on. I would definitely like to show something off to you guys that you may not have known of. So, whenever you pre-order the latest or upcoming expansion, you get access to a couple of really nice goodies. And there's a couple of additional words I want to show off to you. Also, we're going to ignore that. But here is the delivery Moogle. So, for example, greetings, tall one. I am a delivery Moogle, Koopa. Oh, you know what you're thinking. Moogles are supposed to hide in trees and avoid contact with the outsiders. Whether they would agree to carry about letters? Why, indeed. If I had my way, I'd be curled up under the canopy of a nice oak dreaming about some beautiful Moggalette with a rainbow-colored pom-pom. Oh my god, that is disgusting. What the fuck, man? But no, the moon had to go and drop from the sky, causing all the terrible commotion. Aetherites were shattered and lake pearls rendered useless. For moons, the poor wingless people of Orius had no way of communicating with each other, beyond screaming at the top of their lungs with no one really to approve of. Kupo? I've never read over this dialogue. This is pretty cute. Look what I have here. 5 new letters have just arrived for you. So, yeah. These are a lot of goodies here. But to explain my thoughts. I hate the Moogles. I don't like them. They are the weirdest small creatures in the roster that I've ever seen in a fantasy game. I don't like them. They're not my cup of tea. How dare you? I knew someone was going to question me on that one. It's like, they are fine. Alright? I would rather have a Chow or an Eevee, okay? I think Chow are better, alright? They are far more adorable. Mind you, I like them way more when they don't talk. I love their dialogue where it's like, how's your day going, Koopa? It's like, alright, but let's get those letters that I have. So, this ring is the, let's see here. Chow, 1000%. Eevee, shake my head. So, this really cool thing right here. This is the pre-order reward you would get if you basically pre-order Dawn Trail, which is what I did. These earrings, whenever you get one of these earrings, please, for the love of Christ, equip them immediately. Take all. What's that noise? Hello? What? Wait, did I get another letter? What the fuck? Okay. To go over these items. These things, these items, fuck. Alright. So the items you see here, the Leonard jacket and set. These items that I'm pointing out to you here, the vest, Tanais, cuffs. These are all for basically subscribing to the game for a set amount of days. So these are kind of cute little costumes that are based on some of the iconic protagonists in Final Fantasy history. And here is one of the account-wide items you could buy off the Moogle board. The Moogle board is basically the paid optional service part of the game. So it's a bunch of extra stuff you could purchase. So here's another cool item. That was from a previous expansion. Minfilia's earring. Another good item you can equip. The Fantasia. Now, Fantasias are a pretty cool item. The Fantasia is essentially an item that allows you to unlock character customization for 24 hours. Or not 24 hours, I think for a set amount of hours on your account. So whenever you decide to create a character, you are locked to that appearance and that appearance only. But with a Fantasia, you can easily change your character at that very time. Now, of course, you only get a short amount of time before it becomes permanent again. So if you wanted to change your race, change your class, this is the option to go for. They are pretty pricey on the Moogle board, but it is an item if you are interested. And there are multiple opportunities throughout FF14 that you'll be able to get your hands on this. So this Fantasia here that I'm getting from the Moggle Station from purchasing a while ago, you don't have to purchase these. There are a multitude of ways you can get this item. AKA, I wish Fantasias were real in real life because I would character customize the fuck out of myself. You get Aetheryte tickets, ballroom etiquette, and a Red Moon parasol. I will go over those things later, but for now, I will take my earring because it is a really good item to equip because that gives us a huge XP boost. Alright. We must rebuild. Alright, so I will go ahead and continue on with the main story. Sorry about the little detour. Throughout this entire playthrough, it's going to be a bunch of little micro detours while I will go over features and stuff that you may not have known about. I think it'll be fun. And it'll be a fun way for me to replay the game in a really unique way. Because a lot of people say, like, oh wow, Grad, you're great at teaching. And I say no. I don't think I'm a good teacher. I honestly kind of throw shit at the wall, and somehow people understand what I'm saying. So I guess this series is to prove that either A, I can teach well, or B, I cannot teach well at all. Alright, but let me get back to the quest here. Ahem. Well, youngling, how are you finding our fine Udal then? Got your bearings about it? If so, mayhaps it's time you venture beyond the city walls. The bustling streets of Udal are one thing, but the wilds of Thanald, that's another thing altogether. Neurodivergence. I don't think I'm neurodivergent, but I'll say maybe. The dispatch yard over in central Fanland. Just head out the door across the hall and you'll see the Gate of Nald staring right back at you. Pass through it and head east. You'll come upon for long. There's dangers beyond the wall, though. More than I care to count. Nothing too terrible, mind you. Alright, guys. You ready to engage in a quest? You ready to take on some power? Oh, no. That's who doesn't understand normal instructions. Oh. Oh. Okay, I kind of feel terrible. I'm sorry. Oops. Alrighty. Mapping the world. Alright. Let's fight these dangerous creatures. Oh, whoops. Alright, well, hold on. Oh my god, look how beautiful the sky. Oh. Ignore what you just saw for a couple seconds. Look how beautiful the sky is. Just ignore the drift. Look how beautiful the sky is, guys. Look. It's so beautiful. Okay, I got a little distracted, okay? Now, where's the quest person? You the quest person? Yes, you the quest person. Your teaching people style probably works really well for peeps like that. I'll take that as a pretty nice compliment. But I believe my instructions are decent enough that even people who understand normal instructions can understand what I mean. Alright, Papa Shan. Well, you certainly look the part of an adventurer, my friend. Might you be the good soul Motorman advised me to expect? I'm Papa Shan, station master of this humble dispatch yard. An empty title, I assure you. I'm truly no more than a tired old Lalafell passing his final years in quiet solitude. Oh my god, what is that person doing over there? 12 know there's been plenty of both these last 5 years since the calamity struck. The devastation was vast. Yet now, true Adonians work together, doing our power to rebuild what was laid to ruin. By the sweat of our brows and the love of our home, we rebuild Udal to the grandeur and majesty you see today. The railways which run through the dispatch yard, too, were born of noble efforts of great many souls. But there's still so much work to be done. The wounds left by the calamity run deep. Isolated areas become our lines of supply remain. And there are places yet wanting for relief and restoration. Udal needs the aid of you and your brethren, friend. In fact, never has a need more been dire. Which brings me to the point, I suppose. I do believe I may have some work suited for one of your ability. We'll take Gil. You can now accept the next job and class quest. But, yeah. I will have you guys pay attention to this little icon here. Whenever you see this little icon here, this associates to your job quest. As soon as you get an opportunity to, it is very recommended to complete your job quest. Like the game states, there are a lot of abilities, new skills, and stats that you get for leveling up your job. So it is very important when you get an opportunity to take a side step and focus on getting those quests done. They are very important. And on a deeper note, any blue job quest or blue quest in general you spot, you should probably do when you get a chance, as it does unlock a lot of important features, like glam and many other important features. Some dungeons don't even show up until you do the associated unlock quest. So it is very important when you get a chance to do it. Since you come all this way, perhaps you could perform an errand for me. It just so happens that a number of sentries have been sent to guard the area. Dispatched to the dispatch yard, as it were. They have been long away from the shade and feather beds of the city. Their hot days and cold nights can play hells in the mind and body out here. It isn't as much to, but go and give them these twilight pretzels. It isn't much, but go and give these twilight pretzels, would you? I find them comfort food anyways, helps when I feel like killing my— oh my god. When it feels like unaliving myself. You good, man? I get you're old, but you alright, dude? That dialogue box is giving me some— it's giving me some really mixed signals there. I appreciate the kindness there, but you might want to get that checked out there. I'm just saying. Yeah, first time I saw that dialogue option, I generally, like, had a moment where I choked on my own water. Oh no, they're not mixed. So, I feel like I also— okay. West front cleared. Eastern front clear. Alright, sir. Here's a pretzel. For me, from Papa Sean, a Twilight pretzel, my favorite. How did he know? It can't fight on an empty stomach now, can't I? Actually, I can't fight on any stomach. I suppose you could say I have no stomach for fighting. I wish you the best of luck. Hopefully you don't get, massacred. Ugh. But I'm hopeful the stream sounds nice. I know I get very scared because I have been messing around with a lot of audio settings because I do want to make sure that I sound as clear as possible and the game audio isn't too loud or too quiet. I feel like I have struck a pretty good balance. But I've also ended up deleting most of my settings before. I did release a short on TikTok and YouTube Shorts where I somehow managed to delete everything off my PC one time. So, I have recently been making backups, tons of backups. I forgot to read your dialogue option, but it must be something about being tired out. A Twilight pretzel? Don't mind if I do. Ah, now that's a refreshing God's damn pretzel. I feel reborn. You know, me too, buddy. Alright, where is the last one? It feels so weird not having, like, any mounts. It feels so weird being, like, back at the beginning. Back in the olden days. Where I not know if of spoilers. Where is the last guy? Oh. Oh, he's up there. Huh. Okay, hold on. I got this. There we go. Haha. Alright, let's see what you have to say. Halt, madam. I'm going to have to ask you to put that pretzel on the ground and place your hands above your... Oh my god, I am not doing anything wrong. I just want to give you a pretzel in these trying times. State your name and your business. A Twilight pretzel from Papachon? By the gods, forgive me. You could say this new post has my nerves in a twist. I am terribly sorry for that. Yes, you may well rest assured that the dispatch yard is safe so as long as I stand watch. Please give Papalicia my thanks. Papachon my thanks, and tell him that I only wish I could repay the favor. Alrighty. Man, my first job on adventuring. Also, as you saw fall damage, here's a fun fact for you. You cannot die. Okay, I should probably explain myself a little better there. You cannot die from fall damage. The only time that can occur is if you are aggroed or if an enemy is locked onto you. Any other time, you could just fly off an edge and you would still recover on 1 HP. Bear in mind, if an enemy does lock onto you in any way, shape, or form, even if you are away from the enemy, if you are still aggroed and locked onto, you will die. Just a very fun fact that a lot of people don't know. Alrighty, what? Nothing? Are you sure? Oh dear. Take this for your troubles, and stay a moment, there is more I wish to ask of you. Alright, I will take this bone staff. Alrighty, level up. I learned Thunder. Alright, let me... There. I got a longer stick, guys! Hold on. Okay, this is a cool animation. Wait. Oh, that's cool. There's another fellow player. Probably not a rotting sprout. Zamika, I honestly, after your reaction to me calling myself a rotting sprout, I'm gonna turn that into a joke. I'm just gonna be the rotting sprout. Actually, that'd be pretty catchy. Rotting sprout plays through FF14. I imagine you saying this and holding it up like a doodle bob. Holding it up like doodle bob. Hoi me noi. That is kind of funny because Hoi me boys did originate from me. Here's a fun fact with both my name and my slogan. My name, Gradoss, came from me misspelling, of all things, Gyarados' name. I somehow misspelled the name Gyarados, and it became Gradoss. Be the rotting sprout. But, yes, my name comes from a complete butchering of the spelling of Gyarados, And then Hoi Me Boys comes from a complete mess up of Hoi Me Noi from Doodle Bob. So both my name and most of my things are complete misspellings turned into just original jokes. Oh, don't skip cutscene. It is a very funny origin fact that makes it pretty unique. And hey, I'm happy. Gradoss is a pretty unique name. But if you don't like the pronunciation of Gradoss, I usually just go be I just usually get to be called by so many oopsies. Yep. I just go by Grod. So usually you can just call me Grod for short. Also, here's another funny thing I've noticed. Wherever I follow people, instead of saying thanks, LegendGradoss, it's like, thanks, Legend. It's like, wow, my name precedes me. I am the legend of making oopsies. I have instructed the others to expand the set, but Thanalan is vast and there's only so many of us. The young noblewoman's name is Lady Lathira. I want you to go south and look for her in the vicinity of the Sultan Tree. Good luck. I love how I'll say I'll read for the dialogue and I skipped over a good chunk of it. This is going to be the most blurst playthrough of all time, and I'm all for it. Oh, look, it's switching to daytime. Actually, you know what we're going to do? How about we switch out our character, outfit, recommended gear? We're going to switch out to... We'll switch out our whole attire. Wild Rose. We'll mix it up. See, look at how cool I look now, guys. I look like a real adventurer. The outfit I have right here, the Wild Rose outfit, I believe is based on the protagonist from Final Fantasy II. The Leonard attire is based on the protagonist from Final Fantasy VIII. The Abbott Children outfit, or the Strife outfit, is based on Cloud Strife's attire from Final Fantasy VII Abbott Children, which is a movie for Final Fantasy VII. And then finally, the last one I didn't mention is based on the protagonist from Final Fantasy X, Zidane. You're about to enter an instance battle. Instance battles only occur during certain quests and missions. Take a moment to read the information displayed in the active health window before answering the call of duty. So, to explain what instance battles are, these are battles where you're going to see at the top right, the Kraken. The name Kraken will disappear. They are sanctioned battles where, for example, other players can't interact. 10, actually. Hold on, I'm stupid. Wait a minute. I actually messed up. The last one I mentioned, it is actually the protagonist Zidane from Final Fantasy IX. I honestly mess up 9 and 10 sometimes and get the protagonists mixed up with each other. I know that sounds dumb. But I sometimes slip up and refer to Zidane as the protagonist from 10. No, they are from 9. They're from 9. Sorry. I guess we could add that. Lol, like, was I tripping? No, you were not. I was the one who was tripping and fucked up. But anyways, instant battles. Other players cannot randomly join the quest, like the in-world stuff. So this is like a special quest that is a story quest.
Oh, Sultan Tree, hallowed spirit of my line, forgive my weakness. My failings have cost us dear. Show yourself.
Okay, Jesus Christ, man. Oh, never mind.
As you command, O Lilira. Forgive my selfish desire to assure your welfare.
I don't recall requesting an escort. Simply pretend we never met and continue on your way.
We both know I can do no such thing. It isn't safe for you here alone. It isn't safe for anyone. Not with this etheric disturbance. It's as though the dead are watching us.
Ooh, spooky.
And I'd prefer not to join them, if it's all the same to you. Ah, you must be the one that Papa Shan mentioned. Congratulations on finding our elusive young charge.
Thank you.
You'll have to forgive her impetuousness. What she lacks in discipline, she makes up for in stubbornness. You should return with us. The station master will be eager to thank Lady Lilira's protector in person.
Oh boy. Is it battle time?
Alas, the station master will have to wait. Dear Lilira, for my sake, please stay out of harm's
That thing
way.
looks like my dad. Wait, are you referring to this character here you see on
As for you,
screen?
dear friend,
Or
for
are you
Lilira's
referring
sake,
to the
please
actual
stay in
creature?
harm's way.
Meets Bud. Hold on a minute. That character you see, the creature. Okay. So as you see here, the handsome stranger, that is referred to as Thancred. We will learn more about Thancred later. Right now, we will focus on combat here. So as you see here, you're going to see a little ring. Think of it as a... And I can't believe I'm saying this. Someone put it like this. It is like a half-eaten donut. Or not a half-eaten donut. It is a partially eaten donut. Sorry. I'm trying to make a good analogy here. So think of it like... And I can't believe I'm saying it this way. Look at the glowing tit that's on the floor. That indicates the front, the sides, and the back that is known as the flank. So usually some attacks in-game do more damage when attacking from the back or to the sides. So for example, some attacks say they'll do more damage if attacking from the flank. So during those moments, you want to make sure your character is aligned in that correct position. So for example, let's say my attack here does more damage if it's from the back. It's probably preferable for me to attack from the back and not from the front. So there will be stuff like that. I don't know. I will be going over more of this information. But overall, the combat in FF14 is not that hard. Yes, it does take some time to get adjusted, but it is not that hard. Oh, not dead? Okay, there we go. Yay! We did it! Duty completed! But I guess since I actually can talk a little more now. But yes. I will show you in just a little bit that most commands or actions have tooltips. They give information on how to best use an action. And speaking of which, what's this? Is this a crystal? I like crystals. As you could tell by my Vtuber design and my logo.
Hear,
Feel, think. Hey guys, did you remember to hear, feel, and think? Did you remember that, guys? Did you remember to do those things? But another thing that I will mention with ARR, there is a lot of important world building and important building blocks. I like to pass on my feel onto someone else, please. You know what? Sometimes I feel like I would love to do that. I would like to pass off my feels to somebody else. Particularly, I want to pass on positive feelings. Ah, you didn't expect that, did you? I want to pass off my positive feeling.
All made one. A light there once was that shone throughout this realm, yet it hath since grown dim. And as it hath faltered, so hath darkness risen up in its stead, presaging an end to life. For the sake of all, I beseech thee, deliver us from this fate.
Oh, I see. The too much feels too poopy people. That so maybe there will be less poop. Okay, okay, that is a very interesting way of putting it, but yes.
And lay claim to them.
But this is Mother Hydala. Mother Hydalan.
By thy deeds shall the crystals reveal themselves to thee. Only believe, for the light liveth in thy heart.
I don't want to get auto-modded every time I talk, lol. I also gotta learn how to tweak that a bit as well. I also will plan in the future, once things get a little bigger, to potentially get a mod on board. I know you don't really need to have a mod to run streams, but it would be nice to have somebody run crowd control when things get bigger. Just to make sure. Because I can't handle it all on my own. I can do a lot. I can multitask in my office work environment. But when it comes to streaming and stuff, I struggle hard. For crying out loud, I honestly forgot to pin stuff. That's how hilarious that is. I also like, after we gain a crystal, we just straight up lay there flat on the ground, or just lay there flat on our faces.
Coming around now.
Yes.
Would you mind telling me what that was?
If I only knew. A denizen of the void at any rate.
A denizen of the void.
The void scent? Yeah, but how?
I always thought that too. Like, thanks goddess, I enjoyed my dirt nap.
The question isn't how, but who. We're not dealing with bookless bandits.
Ooh, the mystery. Either way,
Don't suppose the answer came to you in a dream?
No, it totally didn't come to a dream. I just slept about... I had a dream about dirt. I had a dream about dirt.
No sooner did you fell the beast than you fell asleep. Too much ether, no doubt.
Yes, I dreamed.
Interesting. I hadn't considered the crystal.
Yes, it was when I ate the crystal that I had the dream.
This changes everything.
I also like to theorize too that the Warrior of Light just eats the crystal.
Just thinking aloud. At any rate,
That's what I like to theorize. The Warrior of Light just keeps eating the crystals like they're, I don't know, fucking rock candy or, I don't know, Jolly Ranchers. Such good dirt. Good dirt. Also good crystal. Tastes like blueberries. Tastes like blue raspberry.
I shall return and tell them myself.
Oh my god, child, chill out.
As you wish, your impetuousness. I suspect we shall meet again before long.
Ah, like the one chick you can romance in Stardew who eats from rocks. Wait, that's a thing?
Try and stay
Wait,
awake.
there's a Stardew Valley character who eats rocks? What the? Wait, no, 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 no. You can romance them too? No. I gotta look that up after stream. Now I'm interested. I love my wife. My wife eats rocks. Delicious. Good old potassium. I don't think rocks contain potassium, but you get what I mean. Wait, do rocks really contain anything nutritious for the human body? There's gotta be rocks that you could eat besides, like, rock candy that could technically contain nutritious stuff. The purple-haired chick, you give her an amethyst and this stuff, and she starts talking about eating them. Oh my god. That is great. I now have to look into this more. Thank the gods, you've returned. You've had us all so worried. You do realize what would have happened. Minerals are rocks, and we need minerals. Okay, fair enough. You do realize what would happen if a person of your noble stature were to be injured or worse. Why, Her Grace the Sultana would be beside herself with grief, and so would her subjects. I dare say they'd be weeping in the streets. But I've already given you cause to weep, Papa Shan. You and the people of Udall. Please, you're not supposed to say such things. We will find it, I swear to you. It is not my place to make demands, my lady. But I beg of you, please stay out of harm's way. I apologize for causing undue worry, Papa Shan. I shall refrain from traveling unescorted in the future. Except to find minerals and eat the rocks. Dude, excuse me, I'm going to go eat more. I'm just gonna make it the whole game of everybody eats rocks in FF14. See, this is how I got so tall. Don't you know? You don't eat your vegetables to get big and strong. You eat your minerals to get big and strong. I cannot thank you enough, Gradoss. I understand you fought bravely to protect Lady Letheria from void-sent fiends. For your gallant service, you deserve all the riches in the royal vaults. Alas, a small token of my gratitude... A small token of my gratitude is the best I can offer. A sarcastic man with a strange contraption strapped to his shoulder. I see you met Thancred. He's a scholar who spent his days investigating oddities in the aether. Rather too fond of the sound of his own voice for my liking, but perfectly harmless. As for you, Gradoss, you're just the sort of adventurer we need around here. I pray you show you the same kindness to the people of Thunland as you did to us today. Oh my god. I'm gonna say it. Just remember, folks, a crystal a day keeps the doctor confused. Yep. Wise quote from Grod the Rotting Sprout. Oh my god. You're an adventurer, right? You're the one who eats crystals. No, that's not me. If not otherwise occupied, I have a favor to ask. I've resolved to repay a debt of gratitude, which I owe to the owner of the Coffer and Coffin. For the purpose, I purchased the Royal Plantations, a prodigious plum pumpkin, and a particularly popular piece of produce. Alas, I cannot part this place to procure and do the pumpkin. You see, the scheduled shipment from the Nadawa mines, for which I wait, is late. I prevail you pick up the pumpkin in my stead, and see it safely returned to the Coffer and Coffin. Present this receipt of purchase to the Gallia and the Royal Plantations, and she will yield it to you. You could be a TikTok health and wellness influencer. No! Oh my god. Alright, so for some fun context, a lot of people think I have an announcer voice, and the reason why, is because I grew up watching a lot of Vines, and there was one creator I watched a ton of their compilations on YouTube by the name of Thomas Sanders. Look that up on your own time after stream, but like, I'm pretty sure I could somewhat quote some of his stuff, or remember some of his Vines. Remember when Vine was a thing, guys? Remember when Vine was a thing? Man, I remember when Vine was a thing. It was such a cool platform. It's so sad it had to die. So many cool creators came from it. Miss Vine. I want to go back to Vine. I love Vine. Yep. Thank you for your pumpkin. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. Fates. We're gonna ignore them. Well, fates to explain. Don't miss the Plank era, though. I honestly forgot the Plank era even existed. Honestly. You know how cultured I am? I didn't even know Skibbity was a thing. Till like a year or two after it. That's how uncultured I am. I live in my own bubble of content creators, alright? My own little personal bubble. There's a little bit of popular overlap, but it doesn't happen often. Hi there! I'm here to deliver a pumpkin. What's that? We said earlier I asked you to bring this to me. So even that foul-mouthed drunk knows the meaning of remorse. Reckon this is for the time I carried his drink sold and ass back home. But to hells, an honest to God's pumpkin for the royal plantations? I can't wait to see what it cooks. I can't speak plain, basic English. The lads here scoff down beastly amounts of meat like it ain't starting to tell on their health. It'd be good to get more vegetables in their bellies, assuming I can get the stubborn bastards to try something new. Thanks for the help, lassie. Oh shit, I'm already level 9. Alright. What is Blackbrush Station solely undermanned? The stone torches there can't get a moment's peace. Its wild Skibbity is lingering so long, and they'll say attention spans are short. Yeah. I think a lot of it is just with content nowadays. I've noticed this recently, especially when looking at my shorts, and for context, some of the shorts I've released, in retrospect, I do believe a lot of the shorts that I've released on both TikTok and YouTube Shorts, I do think I could have shortened them down in length. I think a lot of folks that I've talked to personally pointed that out. Because, like, yeah, attention spans are getting shorter. But in a hilarious way, it kind of forces you to get a little more creative with the content and how you package it. I'm not saying it's a good thing. Hear me out, chat. I'm not saying it's a good thing. But it kind of does, well, it does force you to get a little more creative and to kind of think of a different strategy. It's kind of like doing singles format in Pokemon versus doubles format. Yes, the same game is being played, but the strategies are very different. What? What the fuck? Okay, well, I guess I have to go equip gear of a certain level. Alright, fine. I'll re-equip my... Here, I'll re-equip my whole gear. I don't have anything that's level 5 for head. Please? I don't have any headgear. Shit. God damn it. Are there any that... Okay, there we go. Oh! I never knew these things were here. Huh. I never knew. Short-form content is nice for quick things, but only people make concise things. I agree, though. Restrictions can often make for really interesting solutions. Okay, why are none of these equipable? Okay, fine. I will purchase that accessory. Alright. Guys, look at me. I'm a wizard. You know what this looks like, guys? This looks like the sorting hat. Guys, I have the sorting hat on. I wonder what house I'll be part of. Hopefully I'm part of Hufflepuff. A fun fact, guys. I was actually Ravenclaw. But yeah, I am a Ravenclaw. Well, sort of. Recently, I took the quiz. Actually classified under Gryffindor. So I guess I am a Gryffindor. I wouldn't say I'm too brave myself. But I guess I am brave. I'm brave enough to do VTubing. I'm brave enough to even upload content on these platforms. I guess that's bravery. Also, here is a very fun fact for you. Final Fantasy XIV in terms of frame rate is bugged. So, I know this sounds inappropriate, but pay attention to my character. He cries an unwanted Gryffindor. So, if you pay attention to my character moving, you notice something is moving. I will not elaborate any further. But certain effects, like jiggle physics, yes, I am saying that. Certain effects and certain animations break if they go above 60 frames per second. So if you do uncapped frame rate, certain animations or certain wind particles or effects stop working. It is a very weird and known bug. So if you want your cool physics, you kind of have to lock your frame rate at 60 for this game. Yes, you could technically play this game above the frame rate, but there are some weird oddities associated with it. Oh, wait. I'm supposed to go back to you. I'm dumb. Alright, Warren has worked for an adventurer willing to exterminate the goblins attacking ore wagons. Ooh, let's get to it, shall we? Ore wagons pass through the station every day, but not without incident. Wagons coming and going from the dispatch yard to the south must pass through a tunnel by Felicia's watch. Okay, so now this ore-loving beast has taken up residence in a tunnel we dug, and we're practically delivering meals to their doorstep. But more, inside the tunnel in question you'll find a narrow fissure. Okay, so take out the enemy. Cool. It's good old classic search and destroy mission. Someday I'll fly. But for now, I'm stuck in regular attire. Oh, and there they go. Alright. But yeah, hopefully me playing through FF14 over these next couple streams will hopefully convince a lot of you randos, or not, let me rephrase that rando statement. It'll convince a lot of you folks who may not be interested in playing FF14 to honestly give it a chance. I do agree that ARR is still a really long expansion. It is very long. But it is very much worth it, as there's a lot of payoff in this game. A ton of payoff. Alright. Okay, wait, hold on. Are there two enemies? There are two enemies. There we go. Yippee, I did it. Slay the enemies. But yeah, really like the story for RR. I don't mean to be rude, Zamika, but what does RR stand for? Because if it's a game I haven't played, I might pick that up on my own time. Oh, this. Oh, Realm Reborn. I'm stupid. I'm very stupid. For me, I don't hate the initial start of ARR, but I will agree, the post-game is where it really gets good. Where it really gets really rewarding. Like, there is a lot of cool stuff that pays off in future expansions from post-ARR. So yes. This expansion is pretty long, but I promise you, everybody, through this entire journey, there will be a lot of rewarding dialogue, rewarding things that will be rewarded. What is your favorite expansion? So far, out of the expansions that I played so far, my favorite, without a doubt, would have to go to Heavensward. I think Heavensward, in my eyes, is one of the strongest ones we've gotten. There's a reason why it starts off the whole slogan. Have you ever heard of the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV with the award-winning Heavensward expansion? There's a reason why that slogan was created. And I really do believe Heavensward is my personal favorite expansion. Though, I do think in my eyes, Shadowbringers is very close to second place, as I think it has a really good story. I won't elaborate any further to avoid spoilers here for anyone who's brand new to FF14, but you are definitely in for a lot of good stuff going forward. Even though we're doing a lot of pawn work, a lot of it gets you to know the world, know the characters, know the culture. So, like, for example, these quests are going to be different depending on which starting city you select. A lot of them will be helping out the local creatures, helping out the local townsfolk. So a lot of this is very mandatory work, but it does feel rewarding later down the road when you get to recognize some of these things. Or certain important characters or important settlements or pieces come back into play later. Also, who are you? Come to join? Sorry, but you're too late. Some brass blades looking for extra coin volunteer, and the team's already en route to the ruins. But look, it's not easy to find work these days. If you're interested... Yep, you must be a pawn before you can become a king, queen, or theme. I love theme. I will become a theme eventually. Eventually! These are the children outside, little ones from Stone Show. I look after them with time to spare, and they've taken to follow me around, even when they tell them not to. Wait. Uh-oh. Hey. Uh-oh. Hold on. That's not good. Okay. My controller disconnected for a split second. That was strange. And it looks like I lost some frames, but that's not too bad. Okay, I straight up exited instead of going back in. And alright. Who do I need to talk to? Oh. You guys weren't here before. Okay. Wizard's king to us. I like him. Here's a cookie. This is for me. I want to eat it, but then again, I don't because it'd be gone. Okay. But Winston always plays with us. Why won't he come out and play? Shut up. Here's a cookie. Wow, a ginger cookie. I better save some for my brother. I know I'll go home and eat it with him. Okay, this is pretty depressing. I also like to call Final Fantasy XIV the depression game. Again, chat, you will find out later throughout the journey. You will find out later. I'm pretty sure Zemika, I do apologize if I mispronounced the name. Zemika can attest to that, unfortunately. It is the depression game for a reason. Final Depression 14. Actually, hold on. Someone needs to make a meme and joke. Final Depression 14. Alright, I like playing with Winston. He makes sure no one bullies us. Here's a gingerbread cookie. Ooh, it's a oh, it's a bummer. It is. Later expansions get really bad. Alright, I did your dirty work. I gave cookies to the kids. Thank you, Adventure. I only wish I could do more. Stone's Throw is no place for a child. Not that my childhood was much happier. Never enough food to go around, nor work to earn it, but no shortage of contempt from the great and the good. I remember thinking I could only get better. Yet now, after the calamity and everything else, for us refugees to be forced to live outside the gates like bloody beastmen is a disgrace. They say with enough money you can change the laws here, so I'm going to make a fortune and do just that. Well, I have full faith in you, buddy. Final Fantasy XIV, it could have been written by an AO3 tag prompt. Oh, God. Final Fantasy XIV, A Pain Reborn. Nope. No, I actually skipped the cutscene. Shit. That's okay. Well, cool. I know what I'm doing. All right. I like how the guy just instantly disappears. Like, all right, I'm sure you can make money. It's like, I can't do the pop thing. Just poofs, like, poof, gone. Never to be seen again. Alright, well. Time to show you what I mean, chat. Yippee! Hey, you doing alright there, buddy? Need some help there? I'm only level 11, but I should be fine. Tiles balls, son. A vain ore, middle of ruined bloody city. God's damn idiot. What do you think was gonna happen? They'd strike it rich and get cozy with the Order? Well, the masses of us all look on. No one crosses the Syndicate. The Syndicate? Finally sunk in, has it? Well, look at this. Not all your friends deserted, eh? It seems, lucky boy. Now you won't have to die alone. Oh, mournful voice of creation, grant this humble stone a soul, though it may wake to life. Who's that spouting gibberish? Show yourself! This ain't part of the plan. Bloody hells, does Lord Loroto mean to kill us too? You're strong, but are you strong enough to withstand this? Come on. There we go. I will tell you this, rotations in FF14 do start off pretty simple, but they do get complex later on. Also, I will give an explanation to what I was doing earlier. There is a technique known as slide casting. So, as you saw with one of my spells, there's a little cast bar that you see here. When it gets to the final, let's say, fourth-ish or final 20%, you can fully move, and the attack will still go off. just keep that in mind, is that is a good technique to pick up on and use often. It's kind of one of the first things you learn how to do in this game, or not intentionally taught mechanic that you learn. You can do it with anything that has a cast bar, by the way. Any command or any action that has a cast bar, you can easily slide cast. Because it's honestly just funny. Hi there, Thancred. Damn. I don't even have a good voice for Thancred. Damn, seems I missed out on all the fun. I see you didn't need my help this time. Well, alright, time for dirt nap, everybody. I would just compose a ballad in your honor, but I fear no words would do you justice. The Saunders of Udal herself could not rival your beauty. Dirt nap! Let's go! Dirt nap! Oh, stop it. I have oft heard that it said that a Blossom's booty, I meant to say, a Blossom's beauty can move a man to love and long, but I've never truly believed it until I met you two desert roses. I've heard they attacked under the cabin. Aye, its business is suffering for it. Bloody Amaji, what stirred them up to do you reckon? Another raid? My wage at the cabin was carrying crystals much like the last. Oh, Freudian slip. Yay, my favorite. If they truly mean to summon a primal, we must act quickly. Are you coming, love? You wouldn't keep a girl waiting, would you? Perish the thought. So tell me, where's this marvel of city you might lovely ladies be staying? Yep, Thancred's talking about booty. Makes sense, he's a playboy. I mean, no, he's a ninja. I'm downloading FFF for Steam, but I'm playing the free trial. Again, I heavily recommend to play the free trial first. Again, as of this recording, it now includes Shadowbringers, which is a really good expansion. So I definitely, without a doubt, recommend. And also, I do recommend the Steam version just because you can kind of take advantage of the PC specs a lot better. I played through Endwalker twice. Okay, never mind. Damn. Damn. Damn, it's me, Lux. Oh, shit. Okay. I'm stupid. I realize now. Okay, I'm smart. I'm smart. I swear. I swear. I swear I'm smart. No, no. Listen. Wait. Wait, all right? It's been a while, all right? It's been a while. Okay, it's been a bit. I'm sorry. I do apologize. Oh no, listen. All right, hear me out. I thought I was there for getting you through Heaven's Word. Oh no. Oh no. You are a rotting sprout. Yep, I guess I am a rotting sprout. Shh, we can argue in lore. I fell off the building during one of your streams. Alright, that's it. Fell Winters. Now you remind me of something. When we get to Heaven's Word, we need everyone to do it. We need to do a sequel to it. Have everyone fall off. Everyone fall off the building. Just everyone do it. I want to see a full conga line of a bunch of characters all falling. And Fellwinters, you're going to be the one who hosts it. You're going to be the one to kick it off. I'll release it as a shit. I am so sorry, Phil Winters. I apologize profusely. It's somewhat like that. If you want to know the exact context, in my defense, I had the mitigation to survive. But I heavily recommend to go check out, I think I do have the video on my channel still. So I recommend you check it out if you want to know the context. Jesus Christ, it feels like one of those comic books where it's like, oh yeah, it's like, remember this event? Oh yeah, read issue 12 to find out. But I do want to build lore for this character, Gradoss Terapagos. I do want to kind of build this character as an actual character. I like to theorize the canon reason why I'm replaying through A Realm Reborn is that my Warrior of Light failed or died, so they were given a second chance. I swear, it's a workshop theory, but it's a cool one. I love playing through ARR, to be honest. Here's the thing. Would you play through via a new character, or would you do New Game Plus? It's more fun when you know how everything moves. That is a big thing. You get to really appreciate a lot more. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of New Game Plus. I don't think it's bad. I just think it's kind of rough versus many other things. I like how I'm skipping over all Thancred's mess. Now, for people who are watching or lurking who don't know any of this... Oh, there we go. I've woken up from my dirt nap. But I will say this. The reason why we're seeing this past event for Thancred, you will find out later. Again, a lot of this will get explained later on. It's me. I was too late. A person of interest has already quit the scene. The General? Very well. I shall be there anon. My colleagues went to great lengths to provide me with the means to detect aetherite disturbances. But every time I find one, you seem to be in the middle of it. I'm starting to wonder if it might not be simply just to follow you around. Sadly, I have business elsewhere. Tread softly, my friend. The careful laid trap you dismantled was clearly sanctioned by Lord Lorito. I heard the blades mentioned him as they fled. Leave me when I tell you that he is not a man to be trifled with. The Sultan's enemies grow bolder by the day, and I suspect they have the support of outside forces. Thank you. If you hadn't come along, those bastards would surely have slaughtered us all. I would speak with you further, but it isn't safe for us to linger here. Find me at the coffin later. Until then, stay safe. Yes. I shall accompany Wisten and his men. They need protection, and I need more information. Ah, but what are my manners? I have yet to properly introduce myself. I am Thancred, a humble scholar surveying the flow of ether in Thanalan. It is an honor and a privilege to make your acquaintance. I hope when we next meet, it'll be under more auspicious circumstances. Farewell. Yeah, a lot of people like Thancred. I don't like him. He's fine. Ah, wait a moment. It occurs to me that we may have... Never mind. Farewell thee. We have met before, Thancred. In another life. In another time. Alright, here comes the fun part. Trekking back up the mountain. Yay! Yes, Asinian, everybody, will be another character you will be able to meet. However, you do meet, even in Shadowbringers, I didn't like Thancred. Ah, I see. But Estidian is another character that you will meet. However, I will tell you this. Depending on where you are in the story, you might be able to meet Estinian earlier than expected. I will tell you this, definitely, there are certain characters based on certain conditions you will encounter earlier. And even better, some dialogue will change, depending. We will learn about this later on in ARR, that there are some changes since we started in Udall. I'm just, as a little warning, I will go over it. But yes, you will meet Estinian in ARR, if I remembered exactly, towards the end of the story, but there is some dialogue differences if you are Lancer or Dragoon. That's all I will say. You will meet him a little earlier in your journey, and certain dialogue choices, I think if I remember correctly, do change. It is a little bit of a spoiler, but you will encounter them later. Oh. God damn it, I gotta teleport all the way to Udall. Alright, well, guess what? I'm feeling lazy. Return. Lazy time! Lazy time! Time to be lazy and teleport. Whoop whoop. Trying my best not to pick Lancer to start. Rip Gil. Actually, thanks to me using the return spell, I didn't have to spend any Gil. But, yeah, also, when starting a new character, you have nothing. You have little to no Gil. Like, it is very sad. I have nothing. I honestly have just nothing. Also, I'm pretty sure I just went in the wrong place. What server are you on? I am currently on Kraken. But yes, Kraken is my server that I'm on now. Well, actually... Okay, let me rephrase that. I said the wrong thing. Kraken, which is a part of... Brains farting here. Which is a part of Dynamis, if I got that right. Dynamis. Our friend I originally played with burned all the money, because if he is lazy. Huh. Cool characters. I guess they're playing cards. I don't know what that's all about. Settle down, Gradoss. You got nothing to worry about. No one seems to know where you were at the ruins. Wistanian, on the other hand, is now a product, as is welcome around here as a rabbit wolf poor bugger. Suffice to say, the boy risks the wrath of the wrong man. Let's see. Lord Lorito, the chairman of the East Alien Trading Company, generous contributor of the Ordo Nadal, and member of the Syndicate. Didn't get where he is by leaving. Who sends that one? Which is why he ain't above killing his own men. Hells, even if the Blades knew what was coming, it's not like they could refuse to do the beneficiary's bidding. Sigh, don't let this color your view dog, Gradoss. It's true there are some here who aren't afraid of cracking a few skulls to get them what they did want. I might go back to Exodius. Huh. What is Exodius a part of? Let me look at the server list real quick. Oh, Primal. That's cool. Oh, cool. I will definitely visit you sometime during off-stream. if I have a chance, because unfortunately my life has gotten way busier. As in, it is stupidly gotten busier. And when you've got an appetite for adventuring back, consider taking on a guild leave or two. We have a lot of requests for locals looking for various jobs. It's a good way for you to earn yourself some extra gil. Yeah, I'm never touching those. Sorry, never touching them. Aw, look at how cute my character is. You now have access to recommendations. This feature displays a list of quests or duties currently available in your area. The recommendations list can be opened under the duty from the main menu, and will also be displayed automatically when you log in. If you find yourself unsure of what to do next, this tool will make it simple to locate activities suitable for your present class and level. Ooh, we learned Blizzard 2. I believe Blizzard 2 is the AoE version. Guild levels are best for crafters up until a certain level. Okay, good to know. So, I will have you folks, or folks who are lurking, or messing around, or actively chatting. This to my right, or above my Vtuber, this right here is the tooltips. It is very important that you read your tooltips, as it does give you useful information. For example, Blizzard 2 is a spell that is a lot better if used with a group of enemies. Usually, if I got my information right, usually with these spells, you want to use it on a group of 3 or more enemies. It isn't really as effective necessarily to use it on a group of 2 when you can just individually attack each one. So for example, there could be spells like that, to go over something else as well. There are spells like Thunder here that inflict a dot. A dot is a damage over time. So for a set amount of seconds, it'll do additional damage. Again, either way, read your tooltips. They contain a lot of useful information and are a great way to understand how your job works. AK, welcome to me going on detours. I feel like I am a tutorial character. But, like Fellwinter says, that's kind of the core for Black Mage. You fire off for damage, you Blizzard for MP and recovery, and Thunder for dot. It's a pretty easy rotation to understand for Black Mage. I wouldn't say it's a great beginner job per se. I think there's another particular job that is really good. It's fucking Warrior. Warrior's the best one. The local travel guide, Rotten Sprout. But yeah, despite the jokes on calling myself a Rotten Sprout, I really do hope these streams are helpful for anybody who's brand new. I don't know. I like making my content somewhat fun, but also informative. Ooh. Heaven's Word, Black Mage is nasty. Gotcha. But, yeah, by the time we get to Heaven's Word, we'll be switching to an entirely new job. And it'll be exciting during that time to reveal what that job is. And then maybe in the future, if things get bigger, or I like to theorize, I will bet on something with all of you, chat. If we can get to affiliate and also get to partner, I might do something special with FF14. I might do something special. Who knows? Maybe you guys will have a part in determining what job I get to play. For now, I'll be the one selecting the jobs. And it'll either be because I like them associated with the expansion, it's a job that I didn't get a chance to play previously, that could be a fun playthrough. Either way, we'll see what happens. For now, we'll see what happens. Let's see here. see here. Let's see here. How long has stream been going on for? Let's see here. Let's see here. Be a Samurai and Shadowbringers. Before that, it sucks. Ugh. At least my coughing has kind of settled down, so that's good. But chat, I would love to keep going, but I think this is a really solid stopping point here. I think we've made a lot of progress. We've actually gotten off without a hitch with the new debut. I know. I would love to keep going, but I do have plans tomorrow, unfortunately. I know, I've missed you too so much, Fell Winters. But don't worry, remember, we have stream tomorrow at 8 p.m. as well, where we'll definitely be getting into things. We will definitely be getting into a lot more of the story. I think this first stream is kind of a nice warm-up for me to get myself warmed up and feeling comfortable. So I don't struggle bus and proceed to cripple up and die. Because I think it's been like over 9 months since I've streamed. So let me switch back to just chatting here. Alrighty. To close things out. Oh, Jesus Christ. Voices committing Sudoku. Let's go. I hope to see you soon then. Hold on. What can I... Hold on. Let me see. I'm checking something. I wonder, can I... is there any channels I can raid? I don't see any of my folks that I can raid right now. Ouch. But, like I always say, everybody, no matter if you chatted, no matter if you even showed up for a second or stayed for the entire stream, I really do appreciate any and all support. Thank you so much for coming down, and I cannot wait to see you tomorrow for the next stream. Toodles!